What's up, Kendra?
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, did you catch the end of that?
End of what?
The intro.
Yeah?
It changed.
Well, I missed that then, I guess.
Yeah, it was a picture of you and me, and you have your tongue sticking out, and then it morphs into the new logo that's up top there. You missed it. Here, wait. I'll see if I can pull it up here. Hi, everybody. How you doing? What is happening on this fabulous Tuesday? Is it fabulous? What do you think? Is your Tuesday going okay, Kendra?
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah, yeah, mine
Yeah.
too.
We
A
had
little.
a little debacle with the contact lens earlier today, but other than that.
That's funny. I'm sorry. That was funny. You can tell everybody. That was in fact funny.
It's like, what the heck? And just so many other simultaneous things were coming in at the same time. I'm like, wow. Sometimes it just a contact lens can really break you.
Oh man! Hello,
Hello
everyone.
to everybody. How are all the peeps doing?
Marla, hello. Jan, Sylvie C, John Caps, Bonnie, Suzanne, Becky, Hannah, Georgia, Miss D, Mindy, Deborah Fox, Connie Shay, Tammy J. Oh my goodness. Ernie Boyd, Martha, Frank, hello. Hannah, Tanya, Lucinda, John Cook, what's up? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. It's John
Bud
Cook's birthday.
Light, how's it going?
Bud Light, what's up? Christy, hi Pandera, Harper Martin, hello. Debbie, Deborah, Britta, hi Granny Kathy, Bearded Fisherman. What is going on? Mike McDermott, hello. I see John Kemp is in the house. Mary's Homestead, hello. Steppy Sue, Vanessa, today is cake and ice cream kind of day. I'm in need, ha ha ha. Waiting on the hubby for my fat girl snacks.
It's Ernie's son's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Lots of birthday cake going on around here. Beep, beep. Phyllis. Yeah, Kendra, look at the screen. It's quickie.
I am.
Oh, it's not doing it. Hold on. You see it? Oh my gosh.
When did I ever do that?
Stick your tongue out? Seriously?
I guess yeah. That was the question. We did that was photographed. I don't recall.
Oh, there was actually a picture that you sent me. I had you and the boys in it.
Oh, okay. I remember it.
Yeah, you remember now? I remember now. So how is everybody doing? Y'all see the song we put out today? Did you see it, Kendra?
Yep. I saw.
Pretty cool. So much bullshit going on. You know what did happen today? Where is my... I didn't even pull it out of the printer. Hi, Shauna. Hello. Bunch of BS going on. I did find out one thing. There is a mole over in Otter Creek. Peeps were talking, amongst themselves, and something happened, and someone was talking about this case and stuff, and they just happened to throw out there how the FBI was involved. All of a sudden, 4 hours later, Jeremy pops up on his live saying the FBI's involved on his end. So we pretty much have a good idea where he got that from. Um, but it turns out Shit Show put out a video. I think it's today because I was told about it today. Um, and all I can say is if this girl is going to be some type of journalist, because she claims she is, she really needs to get rid of the shakes and the whole like neurotic type look of her, because apparently this girl went and she went to the police department and did a, I don't know, police report or something, and it has something to do with a PR team. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, so she's trying to say me, which I'm not a PR person, but she keeps claiming I am. And she's the one who keeps claiming I am. So apparently she went and made a police report, and she's still using my voice, which she was sent a cease and desist not to. Prior to her going to the police station and making this police report, she was sent a cease and desist to stop using my voice, stop using my logos, stop using my shit. But she thinks it's all fair use and it's all okay. Perhaps not in this situation. It isn't, Shara. So maybe you should pay attention to law and shit like that. But you know, none of these people know about law, so I guess she'll find out in court. Okay. So what she did was she clipped pieces trying to make it look like we said something that was threatening or whatever. Meanwhile, if she would have played the whole thing and there was like a joke in there, Robbie said something too. I was like, this is her problem. She's maliciously using our channel and any talking that's going on, and she's clipping it for their own, you know, use to fit their narrative. But what she doesn't seem to realize is I have the original, you dumb twit. So anybody's going to come to me, or if it's in a court of law, I'm going to play the whole freaking thing. I'm going to make you look like a lion sack crap. You already lost your credibility. So if I get a phone call from any type of police officer, I will play whatever it is, and I will also let them know that she was sent to cease and desist, and all of a sudden this comes out, and you know, complete retaliation. But I'll also let them know that the first contact ever made with me was Shara contacting me and coming to me and starting bullshit with me. So she should remember. And she wasn't always a witness. Remember, you know, you were a mole. Remember? You know, you were on Michelle's side, pretending to be a friend and all that stuff. The girl's an idiot. She's an absolute idiot. No one's threatening her. A cease and desist is a warning that if you don't stop doing the crap you're doing and misrepresenting me and misleading people about me and my channel, I am going to take your ass to court. And I have plenty of proof in anything I have to say and making claims against you. So, dumb shit, keep listening to, you know, your peeps and making false narratives and stuff like that. Keep doing it. Because obviously you're not telling them the truth. So, I've got the truth on my side. I don't just start with some bullshit for no reason. You did this, and I'll finish it. It's that simple. And it will be legally and in a court of law. So be prepared.
Everybody should know by now that that's called the sound bite, and celebrities, famous people, and politicians have been for years taken out of context, and those things have been done legally in court, nipped in the bud, because
Mhm.
yeah, you can't take it out of context to make it appear as something else intentionally causing harm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
A CAD is a friendly suggestion. Well, no, it's. I didn't have to send the cease and desist, but I did. I could have just
also,
filed the lawsuit. Hmm.
has anybody heard of the Sherry Papini case? That
No,
was
it's all about.
that was a case here in California. It started back in 2022. She went to trial. She's went to jail. She's out of jail now, but she faked her own kidnapping
Oh my God.
and then and basically beat herself up literally with like a hockey puck, and was strung out on drugs, and so
Wow.
was a bit emaciated and all these things, and claimed that these two Mexican women had kidnapped her And then one day on Thanksgiving, just decided to release her back home. And it was this
Thank you, gamer.
whole elaborate storyline. And it took a couple of years before the truth came out, but that was only because the FBI was involved. And so she essentially went to jail because when the FBI gets involved and comes and questions you, if
Uh-huh.
you lie to them, regardless of the reason you lie, if you lie to an FBI agent, you go
It's a
directly
federal
to
offense.
jail.
Yeah.
So she went to jail for that because that's what she did. I mean, that was one of many lies to many, many people. That it's a whole story. There's a bunch of documentaries out on it. I mean, we can talk about it later if you want to talk about it, but yeah, just thought I'd mention that that
Well, it
was made
coincides
very
with the whole
clear.
FBI thing because this FBI comment and how they're heavily involved in all this other stuff. And I thought it was really funny. And like everybody's like, oh well, that's probably the revenge, or we're calling it prawn corn, whatever we're calling it, which it's not. That's not what it is. Um, but it may be something else, but it's not called that. Okay. Um, but anyway, in regards to that, um, this past weekend was Memorial Day weekend. There was no FBI showing up at anybody's house or anything like that. I mean, it's a bunch of bullshit. But I did find out where a conversation took place 4 hours prior to him going live on Sunday, where it was brought up, and then all of a sudden he says things. And it's not the first time he's done that because he sent people text messages hours before, and it kind of gave a total insight as to why he was talking about things on another live. So that's what he does. He's got like a pattern of shit. So I think what he thought was, he got some secret information from someone, and he figured he's going to spin the narrative and make it look like they've got the FBI. Either way, it is generally advisable to be cautious when telling someone that the FBI is involved in a crime or investigation, especially if you have received that information through official channels or if you are involved in the investigation yourself. Why be cautious? Oh, obstruction of justice.
Yeah, pretty
Revealing
much.
information about an ongoing FBI investigation to someone connected to a case, especially a potential suspect, could be interpreted as obstruction of justice. It involves any act or that interferes with the legal process or the administration of justice, such as tampering with evidence, witness intimidation or tampering, providing false information, alerting someone under investigation, confidentiality and privacy. So, Jeremy, Jerem, you just do all the bad things, all the bad things, all the bad things. So, hey,
The FBI
what?
doesn't take too kindly to false allegations.
That too. That too. So that was pretty interesting. Um, yeah. So I was just reading that. So I thought that was interesting to bring up. Here's another thing that happened today. Big mouths over there. You got begging Megan, always begging for them breadsticks, and you got Tug, who's been on a warpath apparently. Well, they just found themselves added to a lawsuit today. The lawsuit that Leslie filed against Jeremy and Jay Hip now includes Megan Fox and Matthew Lewis, who is that umbrella guy. When at the time of the amendment, Leslie didn't know Tug's information, but she does now. So, so now they're all in it. And I want to congratulate Megan on her live yesterday, throwing a hissy fit and yelling and screaming and begging for people for money and research and information, and then sending it over to Rosalind Duke because she just pulled that little connection together right there. Even though we've all seen it and know that they're friends or whatever and they've been working together, but now she really did it. So that's part of their conspiracy too. So what these people don't realize over there on the Minion side, they're calling this a conspiracy. They're trying to unravel a conspiracy over here, yet they've literally put theirs right out there out in the forefront and is showing theirs. So bravo. So It's going to be interesting to see this timeline fall right apart, right in their faces. Um, so what else? What else is new? That's pretty much it. Because I'm not going to get into the whole, bits and pieces of. But what I can tell you is actually, let me look. See, where'd it go? Where'd it go? All right. So on or about this part of the lawsuit, on or about May 25. Here, let me show. I'll show this. One sec. I had it set up right where it needed to be. So you guys have seen, Leslie's lawsuit last week. So it says it's not showing. Why is it not doing that? I have to add it now. Okay. So on or about May 25th, 2025, defendant Megan Fox and defendant Umbrella Guy began publishing comments about plaintiff's private life for an audience of over there's a misspelling there on YouTube. They continued to publish daily broadcasts in which they insulted, belittled, demeaned, and made false statements about plaintiffs, spending the majority of their broadcasts discussing plaintiff's life. Defendant Megan Fox stated that plaintiff created revenge porn about Megan Fox. However, the revenge porn reference was created by a third party who was already mentioned in a lawsuit and public record. Plaintiff merely conducted an interview with the defendants in that lawsuit and asked them about the allegations against them, which is how the video was discussed. Additionally, the video in question was satire and not considered revenge porn. The defendants recruited supporters and followers to create online hate sites about plaintiff, and that's that Anya Waterman person who created the group, and a second group actually, and continued to harass plaintiff daily through these social media posts and hate sites. Plaintiff was forced to delete all her social media accounts to avoid seeing these hate sites, and clients began to ask her why such sites were being published against her. Defendants assisted and recruited followers to alter plaintiff's photographs, making her appear as a clown with exaggerated lips, and located childhood pictures of plaintiff, which they used to further mock her appearance. All defendants profited from plaintiff's private life, personal information, false statements, and image, and that would be absolutely correct. So this is a part of where they've been added, and that's what it says. I'm not going to read the whole thing because we already read it to you. So yeah, so they've just been added in all the same counts. So how about them apples, huh? How you liking now? You happy now, Tug? Megan? There you go. You're part of it, literally in the court system. I hope you're happy. This is what happens to people that get involved in this bullshit. So, and if everybody thinks, hey, well, let's just go ahead and let's join the party, well, have fun with that, because if you're on that side of it, you're going to be real disappointed when you find out how wrong your Jeremy boy is. These people are set excuse for humans. They need to get a life. Their need to get involved to impress Jerm is sad. Jerm doesn't care about you and will discard you when he no longer has use for you. You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that's not the only lawsuits they're going to be involved in. And guess what, John Cook? You would be absolutely correct. That is not the only lawsuits they're going to be involved in. They have no idea what's going on. And that's fine. Time will come and they'll find out. But, and the mole is, Ooh, there's plenty. There's definitely plenty, but what happened to the golden rule in our society? Who knows? Who knows? Hey, Palomop. Hi, Rainbow Crusher. So that's the quick update, the happenings that's happened today. What else happened today? Anything crazy? Because nothing crazy happened over here. Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
That's nice because it gets to be monotonous.
Yeah. I really don't have a bunch of, crazy going on like in my home and around me. It's just I get busy, but I don't have crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Ho chunk. I actually had an image. I think I need to show people what a ho chunk really looks like. I have to find it. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'll
We
find it while we're talking.
we have
Uh,
imagery.
yeah, we have imagery. We have I can show the difference between a hoe chunk and a not a hoe chunk. But it's pretty freaky. Someone out there is like, I keep getting like screenshots, and for some reason they think they're living rent free in my head. By the way, bitch, no, and that's not a saying that came from you. You took that from somebody else. Nice try though. But no, someone just sent me a screenshot of something you posted, and she's trying to. You gotta say this is so. You got crazy. No, but she's trying to make it look like I'm like this raggedy, long, black, scraggly haired, tooth fanged, really ugly, like a wart woman or something like it's like what? You know, the only thing I think she got right would be the color of my nail polish. That's it. But for this person, like I mentioned before, to actually try and say that I'm some type of a hoe chunk or even like an ugly person, you know, y'all need to see what this person really looks like. And I'm going to show you that. And let me tell you, when I say chunks coming out of orifices, I'm not kidding. So we'll just keep talking while I find this damn picture.
Why can't people who part ways stay parted? Why
Because
must
she's
there be
jealous, man. I don't know
a
what I hate to
constant
even say that word.
worming back in? Like, why poke the bear? Why inch
She
your
wants to make
way in?
herself relevant again, because when we caught her in all her lies and all her bullshit, she faded away. She didn't, I don't know, whatever. She claimed victim or something. I don't even know. But
Why
she's trying
not
to
go
claim
to a
victim
new
now.
group of people, start fresh?
Well, that's what she's thinking she's done. She's gone over. It's not a new group of people. It's the same people she was in before, but she's in there now, and she's like trying to speak up and make herself relevant again.
Just
So that
go into your group, and you don't need to trash talk anybody to go in with your group and find your place. And I don't get it.
yeah,
Why does anybody have to fit into a group by shitting on somebody else?
yeah, it's definitely attention, Becky, because she was like that before. She needed to have the attention. She wanted the attention all the time, and that's why she would like make up stories about other people and cause like controversy and drama about things, because that's how she was like getting the attention on her. People would talk to her, and you know, why can't there be lawsuits now like Leslie is doing it? Well, the people who be filing are already in a suit right now. Don't worry, it's coming, DRD. But yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. What we need to make sure we get though, guys, is that pool that we're putting together for the lawyer, the Florida lawyer, because that's going to be a big difference. So we need to see if we can raise those funds. It's not a fundraiser; it's a pool on PayPal that goes. It's going directly to the law firm. I'm just, giving the link and letting everybody know about it. Hey, Robbie.
Hello, Lisa. Hello, Kendra.
Hello, Robbie.
How
How
you
have you been?
doing?
I'm doing good. I just went to OF and she's not there. I'm like, what's going on?
She's here.
I didn't get an email requesting tonight off.
Sorry,
Oh
but
my
I think
God.
I overthrow you, dude.
You know what? I had an eventful day, so
Okay. All right. Good.
we can be
All
done
right.
early.
All right. I'll give you that. See, and that's all you had to do is email me and say, look, we had a really good day. Can I get off early today?
No, I don't need to ask. I can just decide that.
What? No. That's not in the agreement. I have the agreement. Would you like me to pull it out?
Excuse me, I can void that
You know
agreement out
what?
right now.
I feel strongly enough I can make that decision sometimes. Usually I'm good about the email, you know that.
But like, shut up.
And Lisa, just so you know, there is a section in the agreement where you are ex-nayed from the agreement. So
I don't think so.
that is
Anything Kendra does falls on the
23.6.
face.
That is 23.6.
No, sorry, Robbie. I was here way before you, and anything
You may
Kendra
have
does.
been. You may
No,
have been.
no.
It may be your
I
cousin.
have
But this is why we have a
complete.
contract.
Yeah, all contracts include me, and it's been said for many, many, many
Oh,
years.
no.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, this is just something you don't know about. Trust that.
trust me, 26.7. It
Listen,
ex-nays.
Look, I got
it'll make you happy to
587.21.
know that the bobas for the boba drinks to have in the
Yeah.
pool have arrived. So
Okay.
that's all good. So it's all set up.
All right. All right.
So
Okay.
plenty of
Yes.
boba.
All right. Okay.
You know what? I think we just shut up.
And the FBI is investigating me? Me? I mean, yeah, sure, I break laws, but I'm not dumb enough to videotape it. Geesh, what the polamop?
Oh, please!
Am I the only one that thought that was funny?
That is hilarious.
Those baby faces have been going around everywhere lately. They're hysterical.
That
I'll do
was
it
And
again.
the FBI is investigating me? Me? I mean, yeah, sure, I break laws, but I'm not dumb enough to videotape it. Geesh, what the polamop?
Oh, please!
That's really good. That is good.
I thought that was so cute when I saw that. I was like, oh my god. Another stupid shirt. Don't worry, just ask and I still love you. What'd you ask? Hold on. I already answered? Yeah. Oh, about speaking. Was it? I saw a comment that speak. You're making her relevant by talking about her. She's not relevant though. It's just I just think it's funny because we all know her, and
Who?
she was once part of the channel. Huh?
Who?
Penguin.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Who cares?
My apologies, Robbie, for the bass player jokes. I know a lot of bass players who want to be musicians. Oops, did it again. LOL. Love you, Miss Lori.
What? I didn't even see it. It goes.
Miss Lori
Your
said it's
chat goes too fast.
I know. That's what. Okay, hold on. My apologies, Robbie, for the bass player jokes. I know a lot of bass players who want to be musicians. Oops, did it again. LOL. Love you.
Oh boy.
I was about to say, I know a lot of them too.
You're about to say what?
I know a lot of them too. I dated one for a long time.
Hey, I know one too.
Kendra's favorite. I must say.
Yeah,
it's
that one
Kendra's
lives in
favorite.
Kendra's apartment house.
No, Kendra loves my ex. She just loves him. She just always did.
Vanessa also brought up a good point about Article 3, subsection 4, under working conditions, state Kendra has 3 unannounced non-work days allowed every other week, Robbie.
You are mistaken.
Vanessa's on top of it, man. She always is.
Because if you go to the next article down, that null and voids that one because she is working from home. Now, if we would have had the warehouse like we were going to do at first, you would be right. But Kendra decided to take the house to work from, and we took one of the spare rooms and turned that into the playroom,
Oh my
shall we
God,
say.
you guys come up with stuff. There you go. I was about to post it. Thank you, Suzanne. Suzanne just posted the pool link.
So that null and voids that.
Look, I oversay. I have final word. My mother said so.
William, you're not kidding.
I was
That
told
would
by
be the
Joni.
day. That would be the day.
I was told by Joni that I am to stand and protect.
No, Vanessa.
Excuse me?
Not you, Vanessa.
Oh, I was gonna say, you don't stand up to Joni. Sorry, I have final say
Oh,
because she has final say. Okay. Oh, Kendra, how was your walk? Did you go?
Yes, I did. We went, and it was a nice day. It wasn't too hot out, and it went well. I did
Well, it's
just
good.
fine, and we wandered
Good.
all around. It's the most walking I've done in a long time.
And you're okay?
Yeah, and we there was a it was the art and like wind festival with the kite flying and all of that stuff. So all the vendors are out and everything, looking at all the stuff. And I do have to say, I walked by a booth, and on the front of it, it said handmade leather goods. And I froze for a second and I looked and I said, hold on, I got to go peek over here at this stuff and see how quality it is or is not. I'm thinking of Tori the whole time. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, not bad. All right. No, Tori does this better. Tori does that better. Just saying, I just complimented their stuff and moved on, but I just had to investigate.
No, I
And
have
then of
not
course
seen it yet, Mike. We were way too busy today.
there was a whole fire station display where they have the car and they do the jaws of life and cut it up and they show you all the steps and explain what they're doing as they cut through a car. So we have front row for that to watch, of course. And afterwards, my son knew all these firemen. He's worked with them this year. So they all came over and everybody's talking and everything. So everybody had a good time.
That's good.
Uh, Bud Light and John Caps. I found a lot of baby oil on Amazon. Finally, it's back in supply. Sam's Club is still out though, but I ordered a couple cases for Kendra from Amazon, so
Shut
we
up,
got that
Robbie.
covered.
See, you get too bad with this. There's only so much I'm going to take. Yeah, we're not talking about Kendra and Baby Oil, okay? See, yeah, okay, this is getting gross. See, yeah, see, everybody shut up, Robbie. Yeah,
Oh boy.
okay. So, what
So,
else
have
happened?
you seen, this is baby oil adjacent, that Kris Jenner has a new face?
What?
No? What do you mean she got a new face?
Wait a minute. What the
So,
fuck are you talking about, Willis?
she looks an awful lot like Kim suddenly, and the whole contour of her jaw and her cheeks has all changed. It's much more pointy now. And they had a few close-ups of her recently, and she is 70 years old. So like she's showing some wrinkles, some age there, but she still looked fabulous, you know. She pays a lot of money for that. But all of a sudden, she is a different face and everybody is talking about it. Like she can't just pretend nothing happened there. She was
Dang.
recently on Chloe's podcast and had done a whole sit down with her. And a week
And
later,
she,
she had a different face. It's very taut. And nobody has been able to see yet if her smile can go away. Like she has a permanent smile.
so she didn't have this look when she did Chloe's podcast thing?
No, I thought she looked just fine there. But no,
Some
she has
people.
a very different face now. It's very she had something done. And
It's her face. She paid for it.
That's true.
That is true.
yep,
Starbucks, Chucky.
Just like it's her boobies, she paid for them.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
just
Do
so
you know
weird.
that
Like,
toe chunks have 3 boobies? Did you know that? I just wonder. Never mind.
Oh,
Sorry. Peculiar says, does Richard know that Megan is going to send him back to prison?
oh my God, this stupid flippin' talking about I'm sending this person to prison, that prison. You sound like you're regurgitating everything Jeremy says. Why don't you people just learn to shut the fuck up? because you're so full of goddamn shit that it's ridiculous.
They're sending Richard back to prison for
Oh,
what?
you're said all of a sudden you're the judge.
Yeah.
Just like the FBI went to Richard, and just like Richard got served. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You guys are so stupid.
Yeah, and now the next person that Richard's actually suing said that he was there and saw Richard get served papers, but the court's not accepting that or something like that. I'm like, what? This guy's a freaking liar. So now Jeremy's talking to this loser. So I'm like, wow. Talk about birds of a feather, you know.
I can't calm down anymore about this shit.
Too, just to see.
It's so disgusting anymore. It's just ridiculous. It just anything to get online, talk about this is. These people are so. Okay, what's going on with P. Diddy's thing, Kendra?
Well,
I
have to say it's a very slow and boring trial, but for yesterday,
Oprah on it?
no.
I heard Oprah was there and she went off about it, about bad shit Diddy did.
She got rid of her wrinkles.
No. I sent you a picture.
You sent me a picture too? Where'd you send it?
To the email. So Oprah has not been at the physical trial or anything. But
yeah, I clicked on it and I kicked myself out.
I'm like, where the hell did you go, Lisa?
Yeah, it looks like she got all her wrinkles smoothed out.
Yeah, like her if you look at a previous picture, she had more like of a square face.
Yeah.
And now it's very, and you're just like, have fun. You have the money.
Yeah.
But you didn't need to because you looked fine previously. Like it's at that age where you better stop now or you're going to end up looking weird soon.
All right, Chicky, I got you. Thank you. Let's see.
But
yeah. Did you hear this today too? And then we'll jump right back to Kris Jenner, just so we can get out of this stuff. Because I forgot to share this. The GoFundMe that Jeremy started for his lawyer fees. Well, I'm sorry, his mod Debbie Vaughn started. Apparently, in his video today, he's telling people that he's having to sell all his collectibles to pay for lawyer fees. And they all
didn't he say that before he was having to sell all his gold and silver?
Yeah, and he was saying that today. The first thing he showed was a gun, and I just turned it off. But Debbie Vaughn says it's heartbreaking that you have to sell all of your treasures because of those greedy, lying idiots. What the hell's GoFundMe or legal fees? And she posts a link. And it says checks for the Hales legal fees can be mailed to Shockett Law Group. So she's letting people know to do that. So Jeremy isn't getting blamed or whatever for posting that shit. She's doing it. So I just thought I'd throw it out there, because they don't do GoFundMes or anything.
Wait a minute. What we're costing him?
Yep. It's heartbreaking that you have to sell all of your treasures because of those greedy, lying idiots.
Greedy, lying idiots. We're the ones
we're the greedy, lying idiots. Yeah. So that's what Chicky wanted me to talk about.
Peculiar's 100% right. It's because his channel is collapsing.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it's because of what he did. And it all started when he attacked Guapa.
It's because his greed, because nothing was enough what he was making.
I think what it comes down to is he started showing more and more of himself more and more hate. The more people he's going after and trying to attack, the more he's showing who he really is. Because he's literally claiming to be a
That lover,
Christian
100%.
attacking all these people. So, and now he's suing all of them. And I mean, it's like, it's a whole big thing. And so I think it's just people are just seeing it. They're not interested in watching the same shit. And I went and I looked at like the views, all the videos and the difference in when the views started changing, and it's literally the times that it goes up is when he throws like FBI in there or something serious that may have happened within the lawsuit, or so that's when he's getting the most of the views. Other than that, he's dropped, but that's because of the content he's providing. He's not the same person on this channel that he was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So, and you're right. He doesn't need people to pay his legal fees.
You know what?
He wants lawsuits,
Would end
all this shit to afford.
if he would drop all this BS
and
just go on doing
Starbucks
storage units without talking about all the
Yeah, you're going in and out, Robbie.
Sorry. If he would just drop all this bullshit and go back to doing storage units, rebrand himself, he would do 100 times better.
I think he's trying to, but he's still throwing in all those
But yeah, he keeps talking about it during storage units.
Yeah. Well, he's going to go back to the views that he used to have, you know what I mean? Before he did all the drama. The dramas is what got him those views.
Yeah, it's what got him a lot of views, but now it's starting to fade off because people are sick of it.
Right. I mean, come on, 2 years.
No, I quit watching him a long time ago because I saw who he really was.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to bring that up because Tricky mentioned it. So, Kendra, I'm so sorry. She was totally in the middle of something.
I know, we were talking about P. Diddy.
We were talking about Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
Oh, Kris Jenner. Okay.
And her face does look like it's all smoothed out. Like, I don't know how she did it, but she's got barely a wrinkle.
The plastic surgeon, I guess they figured out who it is. I don't really know, but said that her whole face was basically cut all the way around in her hairline and taken off. And then they cut away the extra skin and they tie it back on up even more taut than it was.
So it's like an all-around facelift?
Holy shit. What the hell?
That's crazy.
It starts at like $100,000.
Show the picture, Lisa.
Which pic? Oh, of Kris Jenner. Hold on.
Yeah.
And you can tell she's just trying to look like Kim.
Yeah, I mean, she is her mom. I don't know if she's gonna look like her, but
yeah, they all have a strong resemblance. I mean,
well, she looked.
Robbie, you're going out. I don't know where you are, but you keep going in and out. Let's see. Let me upload it. No, if that would be a background, we don't want a background. We need an overlay. There we go. Here we go. That's what she looks like now.
Yeah. See how like right around her chin and going upwards, it's very pointed. She used to be very like square faced there.
Yeah, but Kim doesn't look like him anymore.
Those big cheek things weren't there before.
What the hell? Oh, those are implants.
Yeah.
Well, her cheeks also might be popping out because her cheek is rounded off. See, where's the other picture? I got another picture here. Let me see. Where you can tell the difference. One sec.
Damn, she looks like a young version of her mother there.
There you go.
Right.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's literally like she got the wrinkles erased.
Yeah. All
Or
right.
it's a really
Hold
good
on for just a
Photoshop
couple
picture.
seconds for the boys just got in from dinner.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like she had like a lower lift.
Bonnie, it's scary.
No. Yeah, she definitely looks more like him. Hey, you know what? It's at her age, if she could look like that, then more power to her, I guess.
I don't
You
know,
know?
but what those things on her cheek, they look like sacks of something. They
Well,
stick way out.
I think she's had filler before. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like she's got a whole lot of everything there, but your cheeks sag when you get older. Yeah, it looks like she's had a jaw reduction too. It could be fillers. Who knows? You know, a 70-year-old shouldn't look like that. It's scary as hell.
That's
They
weird.
don't look like sacks.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I was thinking, Bonnie.
within a week. See, it had to be something like simple because in a week's time, I mean, it looks like it was a big difference, but she wouldn't be showing herself in a week's time if it was that serious of a like surgery or whatever. You know. Yes, everything does sag when you get old. Shit, you never thought would sag. But yeah, that's crazy, huh? Well, hey,
That is, oh my God.
yeah. So how do I get this damn thing off the screen? There we go. Crazy. Crazy. So yeah, Kendra's on hold for a minute. Ow. It's all sun into your hairline.
She's getting the boys their dinner stuff.
Yeah. I do. I mean, I think she looks great for her age. If that, if you're able to pull that off, and great, I mean, there's some beautiful women that are aged very, very well,
Oh, they're all
without a lot of that stuff. So, yeah. Let's see. You want to see Sag lose almost 200 pounds, right? She went way too far with surgery. Yeah. It all depends on, I mean, that's a good picture,
I
but,
don't know, dude.
I wouldn't do it, but each their own, whatever makes you happy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would never do something like that.
Listen, if I had endless amounts of money, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. I don't care how much money I have, but you wouldn't be able to put me under a knife or something like that. To me, it's yeah, that's just not who I am. I'm chill, natural. Like, I like to sit and chill with my hair up in a bun. You know what I mean? I'm not all about like fancying up, and so when I go out, I get dressed to go out.
What's with the new? That is a fairly new thing. Women getting the cheek silicone things. Madonna did that, and she looks like the character from the Saw, or not the Saw. What was it? She looks like the guy riding the tricycle. Was that on the Saw? Yeah, Jigsaw.
Yeah, Jigsaw. Yeah. Cheeks and lips, shutter. I go through the pain. I've painted it one more. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's up to each individual, I wouldn't do it. Doesn't matter how much money I had, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'll keep up with my hair or something like that,
Oh,
but
hell yeah.
I wouldn't go with I wouldn't go that far. But that's me.
Yeah, that's true, Marlon. Dolly Parton did it too. Her mouth was so big, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah. I get my tummy done, lost a lot of weight, and have 3 kids. So yeah, see, like I understand something like that, but like when you're, I don't know. I mean, everybody has their own reasons, you know. Like, and it's just like we could sit there and say someone grew up privileged, but you don't know. Like maybe they grew up privileged and their parents didn't pay attention to them, so that everybody thinks like when you look at the outside that they know everything that's going on, and they don't. So you don't know how she felt when she looked like in the mirror her whole life, you know, or like someone who gains a lot of weight during pregnancies and you lose weight, but then you have excess skin that you can't get rid of. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
want to
but well, that's like the mommy makeover thing. I
yeah, like
understand that. I
yeah.
get that,
Mhm.
and I can understand
You
that.
gotta
I don't think
have
that's being
boobies and get
vain.
boobie implants. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or or medically for medical reasons. So I mean, you just don't know. But hey,
I
if
just
that's what she
don't.
wants to look like, and she's got the money to do it, more power to her. She doesn't look,
I
horrendous or
just
anything.
don't understand putting silicone in your butt and putting silicone in your cheeks and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So when they take your own fat and they fill you up that way, that is something that if I was gonna do it, would be the only way. I would never put silicone in stuff. Shoot, implants that were done with silicone and stuff that like these women ended up with like hard boobs
Oh,
yeah.
that happened to Perla. Perla
Hard.
had to get hers taken out because she got infected and she was literally sick every day.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wouldn't put stuff like that inside me. But you know what? They use it for other things too. So I mean, that's just me. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Probably if you were a woman, you'd understand why.
I understand the mommy makeover, but not the cheek things and the butt things.
The fat injections don't last. So I don't know. I've never had them, but that's the only way I could do it. But I don't even think. I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I think the closest thing I'd do is take tape and like try to tape something together. That's probably, but I'm not. I don't know. See, to me, it's a little vain, But you also want to look your best and you appear a certain way, I guess. So I to each their own. Stevie Nicks had hers removed.
Yeah, a lot of people had them removed.
Yeah.
Perla, who was Slash's ex-wife,
Yeah,
my
I hear you,
ex-girlfriend,
Francis.
had hers removed.
Yeah, you either like me the way I am or get lost. I would never do something like that to look good for other people. I would want to feel good about myself, and I don't know. I'm not about fake things, so I don't know. Couldn't do it. Don't think I could do it. But having excess skin or something like that removed, I could do that. I think.
Yeah, I get that. I can understand that.
Yeah. Because when you're a hoe chunk, Oh my god, I don't think I'm gonna let that one go. I think it's funny as shit. Hoe chunks. Yeah. I don't know. But love that show, Vanessa. Oh, what show did you say?
Botched.
Oh, Bots. Oh, there's some freaky stories on that show.
Yeah.
I've seen some really crazy stuff on there. The only fake thing I have is a couple gold teeth. I had mine removed in 1996, still suffering with autoimmune diseases from silicone poisoning. Oh my gosh, see?
Oh, wow.
And she was supposed to get saline implants. Man. Yes, I did, Kim Shu. Kendra's going to tell us about it when she comes back. Yeah. When I went for my mommy makeover to get my breast consult, my sister went with me and she's over large. She asked the doctor to take her extra and put in mine. Me and Doctor laughed so hard. Oh, that's so funny. Does Gabe have blonde or gray hair, Lisa? Blonde. He's a blondie. He doesn't have grays yet. Well, he's got him in
Yeah,
like the very back.
yeah,
But like,
he's got a couple, but that's about it.
yeah, not even in the front of his head. It's a very
No,
back.
yeah, he was bitching about him the one day he was here. I'm like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, don't listen to him. I do his hair. Trust me, he doesn't have any throughout the top of his head. He has them over his ear, like it's like a sideburns kind of a little bit,
Yeah,
and then the very back, which
yeah.
I trim.
He was
So but when it
complaining
grows
about
out,
the
it's
ones on
really
the
gray.
side. He was complaining about the ones on the side, and I
Yeah.
went, dude, mine's not even
I know,
salt and
right?
pepper anymore. Mine's just salt.
Yeah. And his mustache
Richard,
is
what's
like a
happening?
darker blonde, right? So he's used to the darkness of it. So now his mustache has a little gray in it, but to me, it's just the blonde part. You know what I mean? I was like, doesn't
Yeah,
look gray, dude. It just doesn't look gray. He doesn't believe me, but you know.
yeah. My whole goatee's gray
Richard,
anymore.
what's up? I have gray. My mom was gray when she was like around 35.
Richard, you're in the middle of the movie. Are you dodging
Don't
the
tell us where.
FBI?
I don't want to know where. But yeah, no, my mom was like all gray by the time she was 35. I was like, thanks a lot, Ma. But my younger siblings are more gray than me, which is weird. But I have a lot of gray. I dye my hair, guys. Yes, I dye my hair. But I've been dyeing my hair since before I had gray hair. So you're moving to a safe house. Oh my gosh, Richard.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Richard, be careful. Someone's trying to send you back to prison.
Yeah, right.
No, actually, she did say it on her live.
No way.
Yes, she did. She said it. She wants to send him back to prison. She said so much shit in her live yesterday, this war thing. I'm like, she has no idea how much she actually incriminated herself in this entire Jeremy Hale saga with, I don't know, conspiracy and adding more people. Because now, with what she did, she like brought in Rosalind Duke to the whole thing too. I mean, Rosalind was there talking and doing shows, but she made her part of it by getting her involved in like the information to be sent to her and stuff like that. So yeah, Megan's an idiot, and she can think what I'm saying is foolish, and she'll probably portray that to everybody. But no. I mean, I think I know more about the law in that case than with her. But your full address is on the hate health page again. Whose address? Mine? Or Richard's? Richard doesn't have one. There's a hate health page? What? If she said that to a made man, it would be the last thing she ever said. I don't condone violence. I don't condone violence either. My address? Okay. Can someone screenshot that to me and let me know, like, link it as well? Because I don't know where you're. What is the hate health page? I probably know the page. It's just saying it that way. I'm not sure which one it is. They get, they're doxing my address all over the place. Let them, because they're part of. They don't realize how much of a part of it they are when they do shit like that. And they actually make it worse for Jeremy, because these are Jeremy and Megan and Tug's followers, and they're doing this based on the stuff that Jeremy, Tug, and Megan are saying. And meanwhile, when it comes to the doxing part that Megan is accused, I don't know what she said yesterday, but I actually removed that stupid town name, just out of curiosity. I was trying to actually be respectful because I heard in her voice how upset she. But at this point, it's kind of like, fuck it. Why should I give a shit? Right? I mean,
why should you care about anything that comes out of their mouth?
Because I did. I heard it in her voice. Look, I'm really not a mean girl. I'm not a mean girl. I'm not. I can fight back, and I will fight back. But generally, I'm not a mean girl. If I knew somebody was offended by something I said or whatever, I would totally discuss. I don't care if she gets offended by something I say, but I know what it's like to feel like you're being invaded with your privacy or something like that. That I get. And I didn't even do that to her. But if she felt that one word, even though on her LinkedIn page she has where she's from, I was like, whatever, if that, I don't want to upset anybody, so I took it out. So whatever, no one can go back to it and hear it from me. But it's not doxing her either way. Jeremy seems to think it's a serious crime. I was like, you know what, dude, you need to be paying attention to your crimes. Crazy.
But you said LinkedIn well. I'm proud.
I knew you would be.
Oh,
Crazy. Is everything all good over there?
Yeah, I just had a good laugh.
Oh, okay. As long as you're laughing, I know it's all good. Well, maybe not good, but you know what I mean. It's okay. Everything's okay. My guy likes my hair color so far. I don't know. I'm not all gray, but I saw a picture of what I'd look like all gray. Should I show it?
it actually looks fine.
I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. I'll show it. Maybe I don't know. Kendra, I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I don't know.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and
Yeah, I sent it to you the other day, so it's somewhere near here.
Germ filed your affidavit of service today, Lisa.
I guess so. I don't know. I sent a letter to Shockit, asking if Lisa, your address on the fake What the Hell's page, they showed the serving paper. Oh, yeah. Well, Shockit's supposed to pay attention to that and not be doxing people on there. He's already been warned about it. But anyway, I emailed Shockit today, because when you're gonna
Lisa, get a photo of that so you can show the judge.
yes,
That
actually, if
Shockit
somebody
did that.
send me a copy of that, send me a screenshot of that, please. I'd appreciate it. I can also, I mean, if it's up there, I could also see it on Pacer anyway. I just haven't looked. But was this? Oh, so I emailed Shockit asking if he was gonna agree to a 30-day extension, and he says we do not. So, okay. So now I gotta message the judge. Put it. Thank you, Marla. Send him a frivolous litigation letter. Tell him to withdraw the complaint or face sanctions. Yeah, well, I got a couple of things happening in regards to this, but I am going to be asking for an extension. So I think the judge is going to be like, well, gee, everybody else got an extension. Why are you saying we do not consent to an extension? Gee, I think that might be interesting. Now, whether or not I get 30 days is another question, but, I should, to be fair, everybody else did. And Richard, have you been served yet?
Richard ain't been served.
I don't think he's been
But
served.
he wanted to be so bad.
I know. But his deadline is that, yeah, Robbie, have you been served?
No.
Oh, Ray, are you in there? Have you been served?
Richard said nope.
Make a motion to the court. Don't forget to do the 3 meet and confer on the local rules. Okay. I don't think Ray's been served. They have no idea what to do. I'm gonna have to call Richard.
Richard's moving to the safe house now, so they'll never find him.
Right? Yeah, I don't think doesn't everyone need to be served before this can go forward? It doesn't make sense that they'd be fighting different pieces here and there. I really don't. I might go to my house in Ohio for the summer. Ooh.
Is it Summit County, Ohio?
Yeah, I don't think Ray's been served, and I'm gonna guess and say that Super Dave hasn't been served either. And they were all supposed to be served by yesterday's date. So yeah, they had 90 days in which to serve them, and they did not. So interesting, huh? Let's see. All right, so we did this funny thing. I forget what app this was.
Oh, the gray hair.
Yeah, I don't remember the app though.
Right, CPR.
Good night, CPR.
Good night.
So this would be, let me say, it's not showing. Why? Where did it go? What? Where did it just like disappeared on me? Okay. Let's try it again.
According to the people in court who are just drawing us the pictures,
Ernie, good night.
Diddy's
God
all
bless and prayers.
gray, and he looks so much older than 55.
Yeah, I saw that.
He looks so old.
So that's supposedly what I would look like with gray hair like that.
Yeah, it has like some black throughout it. Out it, you can tell like the roots,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like a little bit flows through even.
Yeah.
So that
And when
probably helps offset, and then it's the right tone. It's not like white or anything.
yeah. I don't know. So I was kind of like, well, I guess I could let it grow out, you know? I'm like, it wouldn't be that bad.
But then you got to get tattoos too.
Yeah, see, I don't have tats. I can get one of those fake sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blondie.
So I thought, I almost, maybe what I'll do is, remember I showed you a long time ago, Kendra, that one style where it was like like
Very
a blob,
blondie.
like almost a white, then a black, then a white, then a black. And when it fell, it looked really cool. It was like strips of white and black. And I said, should I do this to my hair? So I think before doing this right here that I'm showing you, I'll do that because that could lead to this. You know what I mean? That's how I'll probably end up letting all my gray out. But it's not happening anytime soon, just letting you know. But and it probably won't look that great without that, some kind of makeup on. But that's what I would look like right now.
Also,
That's
that looks good because it's layered and flowing. So you'd have to trim your
Yeah.
hair to do that because having it
Well,
just
yeah.
be straight is different.
Yeah. Yeah. But that is a recent picture of my face that's been added to that. Well, maybe a couple months old. Sorry. The most recent, one of the most recent. So there you go. So I think that's not going to be a bad thing for me. I don't think if I did my hairstyle like that, I think I'd be all right. I just remember when we were younger and everybody went gray. It was like the short gray hair, and it's like everybody, when you get a certain age, you cut your hair off, and I'm not gonna do that. But I'm also not gonna have hair that's like 5 feet long, 4 feet long. So I don't know, but that was one. So what was the other thing that we were saying? Before I pulled that up there.
Oh, we were talking about Diddy being gray.
Diddy being, he looks rough.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you, Sylvie. I saw the question, Granny.
Yeah, his assistant was on the stand.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, it's literally like a repeating. Every witness is just saying the same stories, the same issues, the same things, like over and over, with his temper, his angry, violent outbursts, the freak offs, the forcing to have to do things, the
The
not
one
being.
story today was get dressed. We're going to kill
Right. That was
Uh,
from the assistant. I guess her name's Capricorn Clark.
yeah, she
And
quit right after.
she was forced to do freak offs and work at them. And
Really?
yeah. And she was at one point, some jewelry went missing from Diddy's house, and she was one of the accused. And she was basically locked up in her own home and guarded that she couldn't leave. And then they would transport her once a day to a falling down building, like somewhere in the city, somewhere in New York. And some big guy would give her a lie detector test. And he basically said, "You're going in the East River if you don't pass this." And she was nervous and crying and falling apart. And so he couldn't get a straight read on her. And it took 5 days before he said, "Fine, yeah, you're passing it." And so she was allowed to live from that stint. And you're just like, at what point is any one of these events enough to walk out the door? You know, being forced to set up for a freak off, be in a freak off, watch a freak off, clean up from a freak off, then this accusation. And then when she was first hired, he took her out to the park and sat down next to her and said, "I didn't know how related that you were to Suge Knight. And so if anything goes wrong, you're dead." And it's
Wow.
because her kids and his kids are friends or something like that. And she does know Suge Knight well. So, like, at that point, maybe would been a good point to maybe not take the job.
Right.
But Diddy, um, he had this weird issue with Cassie. And so she had a burner phone to contact Cassie, to warn Cassie when he was coming for her and stuff like that. And she witnessed Cassie being kicked in the street, and no matter what, nobody could get him to stop. And she had to call Cassie's mom at one point because nobody else was going to do anything, and Cassie's mom was the only one who'd be willing to call the cops. She actually went to the head of the HR department of his business to complain that she was being forced to do overtime and not being paid for it. And they found out that he was owing her $80,000 more. He got all violent and pissy about that. And he took the paper that she had been given to give to him and just tore it up and said, "Fuck you," and didn't pay it. And he had the money. I mean, he's ridiculous. And then the one night that you're talking about, he showed up at her home pounding on the door, and he had a gun, and he grabbed her and said, "Get dressed," and said, "We're going to see the Kid Cudi," because that was the rumor that he was seeing Cassie and they were going to kill him. And
Right.
she
He
had to
said,
get
"We're
into the
going to
car.
kill Kid Cudi."
Yeah, she had to get into the car. And when he got out at Kid Cudi's house, she stayed in the car and she grabbed that burner phone and she called Cassie to warn Cassie. She got a hold of Cassie, but she got caught. He came back to the car and had another violent temper tantrum about who the fuck were you on the phone with. And then he told her to call Cassie and say, "We're coming to get you." And then Cassie wouldn't come and she wouldn't get out of the house. And so then the girl had to call her back and say, "He's not letting me go unless you come out. So you have to come out now." So, like, he played people up against each other in these weird situations just nonstop. And everybody can tell the same situation. The drivers, the assistants, the bodyguards, they all have the exact same story. It just never stopped. So I don't know how many more witnesses like this we're going to hear from, but they all have the same exact storyline. And the only thing when the defense comes back to cross these people is they just try to sort of trip them up on, "Well, I thought you first said that you called this person first, then you called that person." Or, "Oh, I thought you said it was 12:30, but it was 1:30." Like, whatever mistakes that were made in being said or whatever, like, are very minuscule. Like, it's not enough to save him on anything. because it all is proven that he did these actions.
It's
So,
insane.
you know, so it's it's so crazy in such a different way than Karen Reed, which, oh God, that case just makes you want to scream and yell.
So how
But
much longer do you think Karen Reed case has?
so hopefully tomorrow will be the final day for the Commonwealth's witness list. We're on their last witness. So hopefully we can finish with him tomorrow, but that's if we get a full day, if Aunt Bev lets us have a full day, because per use, she's starting late. She's having sidebars for an hour off the bat. She's taking long lunches and then letting everybody go early. And tomorrow we're starting an hour late. So we better have a full day to get done with this guy, because then the defense can start their witnesses. They have like 90 people on the witness list to be ready, and we don't know out of that 90 who will be called. So we'll find out shortly, though.
Hey, Todd.
All right. So, what could be done with a constant threat of lawsuits but not taken to court? It seems like bullying trying to cause fear. Well, it is, but Jerem will tell you, I always do what I say I'm going to do. It doesn't mean it's smart.
You
But
can do it until you are told that you can't do it by a court.
yeah.
That's the
The court
problem.
can actually stop him where he would
Mike,
need
good
to.
night. God bless. Prayers.
And I do see it's a birthday out there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Buddy Sonny.
Whose?
Buddy Sonny. Rich, I didn't get an email.
Happy birthday.
Uh-oh. Is that real? Oh my God. What happened?
What are you
Oh
talking
my
about?
God. Rich's new picture of him with white hair.
Jeremy's caused him to go white.
Yeah.
Get gray hair.
Right? Where'd that picture go? Hold on.
You're welcome, funny Sonny.
All right, I just lost the picture. Dang it. Such bad timing. Hold on. I talk about something and I can't find it.
What's
Right.
up, cuz?
There it is.
Did you hear about let me see.
That's Richard's new picture. His gray hair.
Oh, look at that.
Is that real?
Yeah.
No, not Richard's real, but is that really his hair? Like, is he like no longer blonde and he's all gray? Or is that
That's
like
Richard.
a film he's doing?
No, it's not. That's not real.
Okay. Because I just got really like, oh my God, I'm getting old. It's like, I'm good looking. Oh, Starbucks Junkie's mom is turning 80 tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, that can't
Did you
be
hear
real.
about Todd and Julie Chrisley?
I did. However, I didn't read anything. I know you got info on it. Why don't you tell us?
So they're the wealthy couple that had a reality show with their family for a number of years down in the South.
My mother
And
loved that show. My mother
they
thought she was just one main character, man, that she was just loving it.
well,
Chrisley
they,
was
like
best.
many other reality stars, had issues with tax fraud and evasion, bank fraud, and
Right.
the IRS.
Right.
And they were sentenced to jail for conspiring to get $36 million from their local banks. And so he was put in prison for 12 years. She was put in for 7. But they were doing different programs, and they were going to be released like with half that time. And it had
Right.
gotten to the point where they were going to really only serve about 3 to 4 more years at most for
Right.
him. And mom was even going to be out in like a year and a half.
Uh,
And their daughter, Savannah, has been the one doing all of this lobbying. And she went to the Republican National Convention last year and spoke there. And she went to the White House earlier this year. And she's been doing the paperwork for Trump to give her parents a pardon. And so Trump has been on a roll lately of doing a lot of pardons for the white collar crimes. And
mhm.
so he announced that he was going to be giving them a pardon and starting work on that tomorrow. So
Right.
they will be released shortly. And so, not sure.
I feel bad. I mean, I'm happy for them, for their family, because Savannah got a whole bunch of crap dumped in her lap. You know what I mean? Uh, so first of all, she had to take care of her younger siblings. Her niece really, and her brother, and you know, she also had her ex fiance at the time pass away in a motorcycle accident. And I mean, she had a lot thrown on her plate, And then I think the brothers, he was engaged, and that was put off too. And then just having both our parents, those kids are very close to them, um, just go away like that, both of them at the same time. I mean, that's sad. I mean, regardless of how true all that stuff is, that they were really guilty or not. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they were or weren't. But to have your parents taken away both at the same time like that, and then leave you, the responsible one, when you're least expecting and just starting your life, you know, she took on a big task, and she fought for her parents. She definitely did, and the prisons that they were in, because there were things that are going wrong there. So,
Imagine that in a federal prison. No,
yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Well, you know what I mean. So anyway, I give Savannah a lot of credit. So I'm actually happy for her. She'll get a breath of fresh air coming. But whether or not that's fair with them, if they did, I don't know if they're really guilty of it or not. When you're a
No, they were.
celebrity,
They were.
yeah, but all
The
of it, I
reality
don't know, you
stars
got some
have
shady
all
people
been
working for
guilty
you.
of it. That's the
Yeah, they've all
problem.
been guilty of it, but you do have shady people working for you,
Hey, I
making your
know who
money.
did it.
You do. There's a lot of shady, greedy shit behind all the scenes, Kendra. There really is. So, I mean, they may not be completely innocent, but I don't think they're 100% guilty. I don't think the wife is. I don't think she knew better.
Well,
I
it's
think
the same
the
storyline for
husband
all of
did.
them, where the wives just smile, look pretty, and sign, and the husbands
Yeah.
are behind it doing it. So they all
I want
both
to
end
get
up
pardoned if
being
my name is
guilty.
Rich.
And you know, these reality people need to watch it because Teresa Giudice got herself in another hot mess over there, and
Another one?
yeah, her and her current husband now owe like $800,000 to the IRS in
Dang.
back taxes and something. And
She's
it's
probably,
like
what the?
you can't show up with a brand new Birkin bag when you owe the government money right in the middle of TV. The government doesn't take kindly to that.
Right.
You got
Sure,
to
man.
think.
Yep. I want to get pardoned. What was the one thing he said before that? Ow. So apparently he pardoned a Virginia sheriff this week too.
Yeah, he's been on a roll of pardons for some reason.
Oh, Rich is serious. I
Right,
have to.
Vanessa?
I missed something. I thought I saw Rich say something. Shoot, I wish I made 800 grand. Right? Never gonna need pardon because I'm never gonna do something that needs pardoning, right? You don't like her new hobby. I don't know anything about. I just know she's from the Housewives of Jersey. That's it. I never watched some shows. I saw the. I watched the Beverly Hills one, and the only reason I did is because I knew who some of the people were. uh, but any of the other ones, I didn't watch them, and then I stopped watching that.
Well,
Sheriff, it's good. That case was totally lawfare. Really? Yes, I did, Todd. Thank you. Even a quarter or half, that I would be happy. Heck, let everyone who's not convicted of murder or sex free then. I mean, there's some crazy sentences that have gone on for silly crimes, you know. And I don't mean
I've
silly.
been watching this gal who was in prison for 5 years because she stole from Disney. Okay.
Who?
So that's why. And I'm like, was she ran into the gift shop, stole some stuffies and sweatshirts, and she got prison because it was Disney? Like, what the fuck she do? Well, she stole while she was on their property in a hotel, and that's how that happened. But she got bunked with like actual murderers. And so she's out of prison now, and she goes online and she does a video, and she tells us their name. She tells us all about her relationship with the person, her thoughts of the person at the time, because it's a few years after their crime. And then she looks up what their charges actually were. And she's broken down a few times. Like, I sat and had coffee with this woman. What the fuck? Like, because some of them were pretty heinous. And people are now starting to say, isn't it kind of fucked up? All you did was steal a bunch of shit that Disney could have afforded anyways. And you were housed with like heinous murderers on death row and shit. Like, how is that right?
Crazy. That
Like,
to me doesn't seem right.
right.
Yeah,
Like, you shouldn't,
hey
that
Tim.
doesn't seem right at all.
They should have, hey, if you want to put people in prison, make different sections. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they do have them. So why can't they just, Bobby, isn't there different, like criminal, like sections?
Yeah, there's camp, there's low, there's medium, there's high, and then there's like parts where you're in solitaire.
So wouldn't that separate, someone that's like a thief compared to a murderer?
It should, but the problem with it is a lot of people don't get designated yet, so they have to go to a federal holding facility and they're put in with rapists like I was. I was put in with rapists, child molesters, and everything. And even murderers. The Ninja Brothers were in the holding facility I was at. And
Go back
they
to the cheese factory.
the actual guy who threw his baby off the Skyway Bridge was in there too, and guys who raped children were in the same facility, and
Like,
then
if,
drug dealers who committed murder, and all kinds of people. But just because they didn't have me designated in time, I had to go there.
See,
yeah.
that's just wrong.
It is wrong because it sucks and it's bullshit. And mine was a conspiracy charge to traffic rattlesnakes. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you don't belong in the same facility as all those people you just mentioned for sure.
Yeah,
The
When you shouldn't
women's
have even been there in the first place. But
right.
Thank you, Flutter.
I should have never, those charges should have never happened. And just because of the corrupt system, they do.
What's the cheese factory? Is that part of the prison?
I've never heard of the cheese factory.
Oh, the way Richard said in the chat, I thought it was referring to some part of prison.
No. It sucked when I went in because people recognized me.
Oh, they put the rats in the cheese factory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never heard it called cheese
Sammy
factory.
the Bull. Sammy the
Off of
Bull.
prisons. No, Sammy the Bull was down here in right by me.
He goes live on TikTok all the time.
He does?
Yeah.
I can't believe that dude's still alive, man.
Sammy the Bull was right here in Coleman, Ohio. Guapo, guapo, guapo.
Guapo, guapo, guapo. Did you see a video I put out today? The song. He's got to go look at that. Here, I can play it on here. What's it call it? Yeah, I can't believe Sammy lived. Lived to tell.
And what's his name?
I can't believe a bunch of them lived to tell because they came out flapping their mouths after they did their time, and you're like, you're shush, just shush.
Kendra, my comment. Vanessa, Amelia Cartwright, Kendra, who unalived Heather Strong.
Oh, is that what Vanessa said? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who that?
Oh.
You and Vanessa are so on the same show length. Like you guys are watching the same stuff.
Yeah.
You guys would both be sitting together with popcorn, oh my god.
That was a heinous murder. That one was bad.
What was the guy's name that was from Boston? He ran the Boston Mafia, and he got killed like a year ago. They were transporting him, Rich.
I don't know.
Yeah, there was a movie made of him. I just forget his name.
Sammy actually walked into his own family's bakery trying to sell them silverware after he had a facial.
Whitey Bulger.
Oh, that's crazy. That's Whitey Bulger.
He was here in Coleman, and when they were transporting him somewhere, and they knocked him off.
Huh.
He was familiar with the Canton PD too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is the second time that Karen Reed's lawyer, Alan Jackson, has gone up against Commonwealth in that exact same fucking courtroom.
Billy?
Yeah.
Dude, the prison here, the Coleman prison.
Followed his family to Arizona.
Coleman prison is crazy. When you could drive by there early on a Saturday morning, there's limos lined up all the way from the gate all the way out to the road to get in there. It's insane.
I just can't believe he's still living. But he walked into his own family's bakery and tried to sell them silverware to see if they'd recognize him because he had the facial whatever he did. And they did. They recognized him. I think he was just put under
federal
he was
protection.
always under the radar, and that's why he's still alive, honestly.
He was put on the radar?
Yeah, I mean, he was always going in and out of jail throughout his whole, even after all that, and the witness protection thing, and his family all moved to Arizona too, his kids. I mean, they were all under the radar. He was always in and out of jail. Still,
Well,
even
it's
after
the
that.
same as what's his face, Goodfellas guy before he died.
Henry Hill?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
he
and,
went under the radar and the witness protection, and then he all of a sudden decided to come out, and he was done with that, and he was flapping his mouth everywhere, and I'm like, how is this man alive and doing this?
yeah. Well,
Yes, I have heard of Larry Lawton.
Robbie and Richard have. Okay, there it is. Who is the Commonwealth Karen Reed?
They got a section here at Coleman too that's just for terrorists.
A section?
Yeah,
Dang.
that's like high security, high security.
Well, if you want to watch good Karen Reed trial tomorrow, the defense should be able to begin cross on the current guy, and it will be good. It will be very good. You get to know these lawyers, and by what they wear and how they look and how they walk in and do different stuff, you can totally read their mood and how they're going to play that day or not.
Richard.
Sure, we'll
It's
go.
going to be exciting. And I actually think part of why Aunt Bev cut off today was their witness was really not proving the point that they wanted across the board. He
Right.
was proving lots of his points in his recreation analysis, but there was one part where I'm like, wait a minute, sir. You just
CMU.
proved she didn't hit him, according to your data analysis.
Uh,
According to
uh,
what you just explained to us with your zeros, ones, and twos. What? And then all of a sudden we were done.
that's it.
That Lori Vallow can go straight to hell. She's a piece of shit. Having her kids killed and shit. Fuck that bitch.
Oh, I can't add it. Sorry. It's too big of a file. It won't let me add it.
William.
Favorite movies: The Addams Family. She cut him off because there was an objection by Alessi. Or Alessi.
Alessi. Yeah. Because it was so crystal clear what had just happened. Like, and Aunt Bev wants to be out of there every day, earlier and earlier. We got to go.
It doesn't even seem like there's a case going on because every time I go to look at it, I'm staring at a damn fan.
Well, that's because we have about 784,000 sidebars a day.
This
This is how it goes. There's a pattern. If there's an objection twice, you got a 50% chance at that turning into sidebar. If there's objection 3 times, we're sidebarring. And if there's an objection on what's a very specific point that where somebody's trying to drive home, immediately Aunt Bev sidebarring everybody. And we're up at the fan.
Uh, uh,
And like
all
she
right.
was telling the jury how happy they should be that they had muffins and donuts and coffee for them because they knew they were going to be another hour late today and tomorrow as well. And blah, 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 blah. You're like, maybe these people want to go home and do something else with their lives instead of letting you people argue around sidebar.
Right.
And she explains it's so important. And we're like, you know what? If you just acted like a real judge, we wouldn't need all this sidebar.
All right. Here we go.
what?
Did you see the video I uploaded today?
Uh-uh.
All right. Well, here you go.
You say your stone, you got to say, thinking it'll make you feel brave. But all it does is build again. You're trapped in hate, just turning the page. Your words are poison in the air. You think you're strong, but life's so fake. Karma's coming on you, don't you see? What you think, sound comes back for free. You're just another rage, a broken record on the stolen hits and game becomes constant. You think you win it, don't you know? It's all coming back, it's gonna show. You built your stance with fear and lies. The truth has wings that reach the sky. You spread your hate, now take the fall. It won't let you, it'll break your soul. You point the finger, but the blame wearing your face in the end game. Karma's silent, but it's near. Your echo fade, the lesson's clear. You just remember, rage, a broken stolen hits and game becomes constant. You think you win it, don't you know? It's all coming back, it's gonna show.
It's echoing like crazy. Echoing.
It is?
Yeah.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
This whole time it was echoing?
Yeah.
Hey, please in the chat, guys. Well, I don't know why it's echoing. Is it echoing for everybody?
Satire Society. Lisa, it's Leslie.
Yeah.
That's echoing. That's bad.
Alright, I'll stop it. I don't know why it's doing that.
Hello, Leslie.
Alright. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's echoing and I can't get to my speakers. I thought the echo was an acid fast black. I'm feeling better that it's real. Well, guys, it's a pretty good song. Go check it out. I just uploaded it today. What's up, Leslie, in the chat? Lisa, have you been to the post office yet? I'm going in the morning. I got a notice today, though, that there's something there. So at least I listened to Tug and Megan tonight. Ugh. Guess what Megan was doing? Weeding in flip-flops going in her house. She slipped and face planted the stuff. Oh, no. Are you serious? Well, that's a shame. I've noticed if you play it off air first, it plays better the second time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. I think it's my speakers. Like if this here, I don't think anybody is going to want me to restart. If you want me to restart it, I will, and I can fix the speakers. But you can go and have it play right on your YouTube.
I'm a loner. You're silly. You're a silly loner.
Where'd Kendra go?
I'm right here.
She's right here.
So that's it for all the cases then?
Yeah. It's, summertime. Everybody's going to vacation from their anger.
When's the Idaho bunch start?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make that like my permanent job on that one. 'Cause that one
Good night, Marla. Sleep well.
that one's July or August.
Is it?
Hey,
Satire Society. Is it September, Kim say?
No, it starts in the summer.
Aren't we in summer yet? Feels like we are.
No. Well, yeah, now we are summer, isn't it? No, first day of summer is June what?
21st, usually.
John Caps, I already turned them down for that.
And
Does anyone know of a good YouTuber that is reporting on the Crystal Rogers case? Who's Crystal Rogers? Volpe got a reprimand letter from the judge in the Kohlberger case. Ooh, he's reprimanded?
You can't mess around with that case. Just saying.
The Kohlberger case?
Yeah.
Why are you saying that?
Because the judges have been really strict about like all the influence, the media, the cameras, the rules. Like it's been to a T about everything.
Yeah, guys, if you have questions for Leslie, jot them down because Leslie will be on here on Monday nights. She can always come on whenever she wants, but Monday nights is going to be Mischief Monday with Leslie, Legally Leslie. So I love the name Satire Society. So yeah, so this case, when does this case start? It's going on. Like, what's going on with this one though?
Which one?
Is it going to end now? Like, what? I don't even know what it is.
What are you talking about?
I don't
This
know. I'm
case.
lost.
Hold on. Am I talking about two different cases? Hold on.
What case?
God love you, Warriors. Thank you, Mike Johnson. Don't forget she burned her hand too, not a day. Who? Oh, Megan? With her God, I wonder why. In turn that Jeremy hear him sing happy birthday to number one, but in your style, I felt I was in Twilight Zone. What? He's singing happy birthday like me? Jesus. That's crazy. Yeah, I wonder why she was weeding. Probably because she needs a landscaper. Love
Were
you
you
guys.
talking about the other court case that was brought up?
Yeah.
I'm lost.
My ear just started popping, so I'm like trying to pop it back. That's
Plug
how
your
we
nose
know
and blow.
weather. No, that's not it. It's dang weather.
Plug your nose and blow.
I know how to. I know. It's not working. Jeremy is selling Parker Brothers get out of jail cards. Is that not infringement? I don't know if if it's his and he wants to sell them, it's okay. But selling them like he's doing it, I don't think that's right. No, it was the other one, not Karen Reed. Ugh. There was a name
Not.
attached to it. Tug sounds
Oh,
angry. Megan sounds worried. Megan and Tug should both be angry and worried.
the
Kenji, you gonna file the big trial in Texas soon? Kohlberger.
Kohlberger, that one's in
Yep.
Idaho.
That's the Idaho 4.
Yeah.
No. It's the Idaho 4? No.
Yes, Kohlberger is
Now you know
Idaho
why
4.
I'm confused. Kohlberger is Idaho 4?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. The Kohlberger judge is the
I'm
chief
totally
judge
confused.
of the county, so he signed the Volpe is a bad boy letter. Uh-oh. Oh, Kendra, that's what I was going back to look for before. How do you feel about us having somebody there at the verdict for Karen Reed trial? The man on the street.
Yeah. That's cool.
Kendra, yeah. That's cool. I thought you'd show a little more excitement than that.
It's it's not the first time she heard it, she was more excited.
We've talked about it before, so I've heard about it. Like, I mean, I'm not there, so.
Kendra is fun, but she really likes her facts not in evidence on Karen Reed. I'd be nervous about Idaho 4. What? Yeah, I would be here for that. I think it'll be funny. Bruce being man on the street. Where'd Leslie go? Yeah, there's so many cases, man. It's like, ugh. What's going on with Dinesh? Oh, there she is. That guy's crazy.
Dude, that guy's creepy.
He is. So apparently he said that what should we call it? That Rich was served in court, but the court won't see it that way. I was like, huh?
What?
Because supposedly, Rich, according to Jeremy, Richard was served on the steps
On
of
the
the court.
steps.
Yeah. You want me to bring Leslie on? Hold, please. Leslie, you want to come on? I can bring you on. Hold on. Send you an invite. Hold, please. All right, I sent it to you. Go to link. Let's see. Watch good police video of Jared getting cuffed would be awesome. Yeah. They love hearing you on a roll. You're a delight. You're looking for a lawyer to sue her? Sue who? Who are you trying to sue, King Paco?
King Paco's trying to sue the people that did his driveway.
Oh, okay. Sorry. See, when I missed part of the chat. Leslie!
Hey, Lisa.
How you
Oh my
doing?
God.
Hey, I had energy tonight. I had energy tonight.
Hello, Leslie.
Hey guys. Oh my gosh. You guys, I swear you guys are addicting. You really are addicting.
What? I don't know. I go, I don't understand why people want to listen to me.
No, you really are. You guys are like breath of fresh air. Like no.
That's cool.
We
So what
don't
was
put
that
up with the BS.
What was that question that somebody was asking in the chat? You said if you wanted it,
They were asking about it if somebody gets served. If they were yeah, they had. Sorry, I'm echoing on this microphone, but no, they said if somebody has been tried to be served like 10 times and they still haven't been served, is it the lawyer's fault? Sorry, I'm echoing on this. I can hear myself like after I talk. I can hear. Oh, I gotta sign off. That's why. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, so basically, what happens is in many states, and it depends on the case that you're in. You can attempt to serve somebody so many times, but if you have tried, because you have 190 days to do it. If you have tried multiple times and you cannot serve them, you can serve them by publication, which you make an announcement in a newspaper and if they can be served that way. So, you can't sit there and think you can evade service and you're not ever going to get served, because if they want to serve you by publication, they can do so. But they have to show that they've tried multiple times trying to serve you the normal way and they couldn't do so. So that's an option if somebody has, attempted, if the lawyer has attempted to try to serve somebody over 10 times and they can't do it, they can then move to serve them by publication. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair, but it makes sense that that's what it is.
Yeah. So
What if
because
they're not reading? What
I
newspaper?
was
What
say, who reads
publication?
a
What are they going to
fucking
put it?
newspaper?
well,
Nobody knows.
I've never done it personally. I've never done it, but I've been involved in cases before where somebody, like my client, was served by publication. And the scary thing is that a lot of times you don't even know that you were served by publication, and they can
And then
go
you get a
get a
default.
judgment. Yeah, they can get a judgment against you. That's what's
Yeah.
happened in cases that I've been involved in. And so then we have to argue, well, did they have the right to serve by publication? And that's where the argument comes in. Well, did they really try to serve the person multiple times? Do you see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Leslie, I just don't get that because how many people these days read a newspaper?
Yeah, exactly. Right. No, trust me, I'm right there. And but each state is different too. Like for instance, New York, because I was going to get my license in New York at one point. And we had to take the law, like I had to take classes on New York law as it's distinguished to say Florida law. And in New York, you can go and you can put something on someone's door and that they're considered served. So each state is going to be a little bit different too.
Wow.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you. Like, how many people read the newspaper, right?
Right.
That's the law
Yeah.
that should be
But
changed.
then
My
you
God,
got to
it's so
think like
unfair.
you guys got to think this too. In probate court, when somebody passes away, you open up what's called a petition for administration, and you inform the creditors. You have to do notice of publication to the creditors. They have 90
Right.
days to collect whatever money they believe that they are owed by the deceased. And that again is publication too through a newspaper.
Yeah. So when you're saying publication these days, could that be, email or?
No, it's an actual newspaper, but I have never done it. So I can't really speak. All I know is that there are still newspapers out there and the probate court uses them all the time. And, lawsuits, when they want to serve by publication, they use them all the time too. The best bet that I would say, if you believe you're being sued, if you go to the county that you believe, that you're being sued in, like for instance, if you live, say, in Sumter County or Wales County or Miami-Dade County, you would just go to the Miami-Dade County Clerk of Court, you plug your name in, and you keep looking to see if there's a lawsuit that's been filed against you. Because, for instance, like I said, we went into foreclosures this year, and they tried to serve us multiple times. It was a nightmare. And they finally served us by publication. And thank God I went on to, my county clerk of court because I saw that they served us by publication, because had I not seen that, they could have gotten a judgment against me and I would have never known.
Right. Yeah, that's messed up. You'd have to, who'd have think that you have to go to the county and just check your name?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I and the thing is too, it's like for instance, if somebody's suing you in another county, how do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know?
Yeah.
I ain't reading no newspapers.
Nobody going county hopping looking to see if they've been sued.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys saw that I amended my complaint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed to be the talk of a podcast show tonight.
I'm sure it was.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. But I was laughing. Like, my husband, he's like, Leslie, I know you're sensitive and I know you don't want to see this stuff about you. He's like, so don't look if it's going to upset you. And I was like, Michael, just let me just look at it. Who cares? I don't give a crap,
Right.
And of course they're like scrutinizing, going through like,
Yeah.
God,
Listen, all of them think they're lawyers, and it's hilarious. It is
That's
so
this whole
funny.
time. This
Yeah.
whole time.
See, they don't know who they're messing with. Like I'm a master strategist. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh. I took a personality test because I was considering getting a job with this financial company, right? And I had to take a test. They wanted to find out my IQ. They wanted to find out what type of worker I would be. And I came out on the spectrum for a strategist, which is very, 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 very rare. Okay. And it means that I am really good at strategizing highly, highly complex situations that are not mainstream situations. And that is what I do as I strategize, and I think 3 steps ahead. It's like a game of chess, you know.
Right. Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like they don't realize, it's like they can say all they want to say, but I'm watching them analyze my cases, and I'm laughing hysterically, to be honest with you, because I'm like, okay, well, if that's what you, and I'm like, exactly, you keep thinking that, keep going there, keep going there.
I know. When I was watching them do it the other night when I was recording it, and they're going on, and I'm like, look at these idiots. And then that's when I pointed it out on my show. I'm like, they're reading 3 sentences, maybe 3. I'm giving them 3. And they're running off in some tangent, speculating what it means. And I'm thinking, oh my God.
Let me give you guys an example. You guys are going to laugh about this. Okay. So Lisa, you know this because you had even said to me, Leslie, I know the Florida statute requires, before someone sues you for defamation, they require a notice, to cease and desist and to take down the defamatory comment, right?
Exactly.
That's a requirement under statute. Yep. So when I saw that I was being defamed, my husband sent a cease and desist letter to Hales and to Megan, to all of them. Right. And if they were smart, if they were smart, they would have just ignored it, and they would have just pleaded the 5th at that point and let me go ahead and file my lawsuit. And then they could have said, oh, I never got the notice. And they could have used that as an argument. But no, they couldn't do that. They had to promptly reply. Like, for instance, Megan calls my husband a dummy. Oh, hey, dummy, she says in response. Then Hales says, see you in court, right? In response. So basically, when they responded to this cease and desist letters, they're gave us they have received our cease and desist. So you can already tell strategically they're not really refined in what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because had they been refined, they would have just not answered in any capacity. Did you see what I'm saying? And then they could have argued that they never received it.
Yep. And they foolishly keep doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
Listen, they got their law degrees out of a Cracker Jack box, and that's what my lawyer says. Rips, he's like, they're all Cracker Jack box lawyers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're far from lawyers. No, if you're a good lawyer, you don't tell people what you're doing. You lead them down the path to think that you're dumb. That's what you do. It's just what you do strategically.
What you're doing.
You're not going to tell them what you're up to. You're not going to tell them,
Leslie,
your experience. Yeah.
We were talking about this thing and what they were doing at, I don't know, what was it, 1:30 in the morning? By 6:40 a.m. there was a lawsuit.
Yeah. Well, and there was a strategy behind that. Listen, I had a strategy behind that. And the reason is that I know enough about the laws to know that the first to file is where jurisdiction lies. And I already knew you got to understand, I already knew his personality, and I already knew he was highly litigious, and I already knew that he was going to go after anybody that he could. And even though I never did anything that would warrant him to go after me, I knew he would go after me. I just knew it. I knew it because
he brought it up on Sunday.
So do you think for 1 second that I was going to wait a day and let him name me as a defendant in one of his other lawsuits? No way. I immediately filed because I did have claims against him, and he did, I do have, valid claims against him. And I strategically thought as well, okay, well, do I file in state court or do I file in federal court? And I decided I wanted to file in state court because I can get more damages in state court. And if I filed in federal court, there was a higher probability that he could consolidate because I would have filed in the middle federal district, and he could have consolidated or made the argument that I needed to move it to the northern district because it was related to you guys' case, right? So I strategically decided not to go into the federal courts, that I wanted to go into the state courts. So like I said, everything I do, mark my word, there is nothing I do that is not thought 5 steps ahead.
Right.
Nothing. And he doesn't know who he's dealing with because I am a strategist.
Yeah,
You
man.
know?
I'm telling you, like, with all this stuff, like, he's saying such crazy things all along. And meanwhile, I'm just like collecting all this evidence. You know, sometimes I have people say to me, you know, don't look at the future. Look like right here and now. I said, no. You have to be able to, prepare for what could be. So in this scenario, I need to see how is this going to look down the road. If it's this path, or that path, how is it going to be? So I have to look at all those scenarios.
Well, I'll tell you, Lisa, you're very bright. You're very bright. Even my husband was talking. He goes, "What I love about your show is that you're so logical, and you're just factual. You're just like, okay, this is the way it is. Like, it's like we were burdening ourselves tonight to try to listen to the umbrella guy, whatever his name is, Lewis, whatever his name, umbrella guy, right?
And so it's being recorded. No worries.
Yeah, and so we were trying, and we were like, this is the most boring show. We don't even want to listen to it. And it was funny because it was about me. He was clearly talking about me. I didn't even want to listen to it. I was so bored with what he was saying that I was like, this isn't even okay. Keep going. I don't give a crap. You keep talking, whatever, But it's like with you, you're logical and you make sense. You make sense. And you have a great show.
To come from a place of common sense. You know what I mean?
You do. You absolutely do. Like when you told me at one point you were thinking about being a lawyer, you absolutely could have been a lawyer. You were very common sense. So. You were very logical. I'm just telling you. With these, like when I listen to these shows, because like I said, I don't choose to listen to them, but sometimes my husband will play them. He's like, oh, let's see if they're going to talk about you tonight. Right. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I don't understand why I'm being talked about. I'm not famous. Okay. I'm not going for an election. I was just a simple person, who had a law background, who was investigating. That was it.
You know why you're talking
explaining the law.
Because you're explaining the law. They think you jumped on the case. Now they fear you. They're trying to take away any way they can from you and your husband before you get involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But we're not, here's the thing. We're not representing anybody. Look, first of all, I can't because I'm retired. My husband already said he's not going to right now, just because of all the craziness. And we have too many cases right now that we've got very complex cases that require a lot of our time at this point, so it's not like we're sitting there lawyering these cases. We're not, what I mean?
You can say that till you're blue in the face, but the facts are you're an old lawyer, a retired lawyer, your husband's a current lawyer, and you are on the channel and you are hanging out with us. So therefore they think you're lying and you're on the case. And this is why they are going to try to attack you and dehumanize you so the rest of their little Kool-Aid gang can attack you.
Not only that, Jerm has a problem with women that are smarter than him.
Oh God, 100%. 100%.
Even his own partner over there is smarter than him. But yeah, so he has that issue too.
You scare them, and that's it, Leslie. You put the fear in them.
Yeah, you scared him. And he went gung ho, and he got all of them to do it, every one of them. And they tried to deny it. It's like, they're calling. Jay Hip kind of called them out, like, well, I got a phone call from Megan, and I got a phone call from Tug, and wanted to make sure I'm okay. Well, gee, how did they know? How did they know you got a cease and desist? Because the only other person who did was Jeremy. Are they literally sitting there clicking refresh in the Orange County, clerk's office, database to try and see if a name pops up? Why would they do that? Now, Levy County, I can, because, there's about 10 to 20 channels right now. We're hitting refresh, wondering when something new is going to pop up. But they weren't looking in Orange County. So Jeremy told.
Well, I have to say, it's so funny because even I see, they pulled up these formal complaints that were filed against me to try to justify and defend their whole argument that I retired to not be disbarred.
Oh, they're trying to say that, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you cannot retire.
No, you want to hear something really funny? There's a statute and a rule with the Florida bar that if you are even being speculated to be disbarred, okay, say that there's no evidence, say that they're just contemplating disbarring you. You are
cannot
not
retire.
Retire. You're not allowed to retire. So the only times you can retire is if you've been
If you're in good standing with the bar.
Good standing, and if you have any pending bar complaints, they're minor bar complaints. Otherwise, you're not going to retire. And this is how I'm going to nail them. And I don't care if they know this right now because this is the facts. Okay. You want to call me, trying to retire because I'm trying to evade disbarment. Well, why don't you go ahead and pull the rules for the Florida bar? Go ahead and pull that on retirement and see if somebody who's being alleged to be disbarred can retire. They're not allowed to. So they can.
Well, Megan told her audience that she called the bar.
Really?
And they said,
okay. Then that's
I'm like, well,
lie.
Leslie, you're echoing. You're echoing.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn. I'm going to put my okay. That's a bold-faced lie. There's no way because
Listen,
I said,
Leslie, the first night you were on here and all this BS was happening and you explained you retired. My lawyer called me while we were on here, and that's when I disappeared for a little bit because he was talking to me. He goes, and he said right off the bat, he
Robbie,
goes,
you went out.
first, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My lawyer called me, and that's when I went off for a little bit because I was talking to him. And he said, this is so crazy. You cannot retire if the bar is even speculating on doing anything. Yeah.
You're not allowed to. I mean, any lawyer in common sense knows this. And that's what I'm saying. This is why I know I've got a strong case against them right now for defamation, because they're running around saying that I, retired to evade disbarment. That is a complete bold-faced lie.
You can't do it because if you're disbarred, you don't get retirement.
No, you don't. And here's the thing. I can go get, if I want to right now, I can go get my license in another state. Why do you think I have a Florida bar affidavit? Because I was considering getting my license in New York, and New York wanted an affidavit from the Florida bar that I left in good standing. And I got the affidavit. This was after my retirement.
Yeah, we showed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I don't understand what they keep going on about, but
I don't get that.
No, but it's just it's the blind leading the blind. It's ridiculous.
She was also saying that when she called the bar that she had asked if a permanently retired lawyer can get a license again and practice law again, and they told her no. And I said, well, maybe they should look at.
That's not true.
Well, I said, well, maybe they should look at. Did you ask about Leslie specifically? Maybe they should look at Leslie's case then, because I'm sure each lawyer that may have retired may have a different scenario or a different case or what I mean?
Well, that's not true. Any retired lawyer or permanently retired lawyer can get their bar license back.
Well, you guys saw in my affidavit. You guys saw in the affidavit, it said that I cannot practice unless the Florida bar examiners clear me. Okay.
Correct.
So that is not, I can never practice again. It's unless if I get cleared, yes, I can practice again if I want to. And
but what she was saying was otherwise. And I'm like, well, it says right on Leslie's affidavit right there.
Well, it's like, this is why I'm not at first, you guys know that I wasn't doing well last week. You guys knew this, but now that I see all the facts laid out and I see what they're saying and I see how ludicrous it is, I'm not afraid I'm not afraid anymore at all. I'm just this is ridiculous.
Don't fear Cracker Jack.
No, you know what it is. You know what it is. I'll be honest. I'm very transparent. Okay. We all have insecurities. Okay. I'm going to be, can I be real right now? Can I be really real? we all have insecurities. Okay. I'm not enjoying getting older. I'm not feeling like I'm the most beautiful person in the world. You know, I have insecurities physically, as everybody does, Okay.
I do not.
You know, that's good. Well, I do. I do. I think women do, just because there's so much emphasis on our appearance. But regardless, I'm being honest with you guys. I'm being real right now. Okay. I do have insecurities. Okay. I'm not somebody that just goes through life thinking that like I've never in my life thought, you know, people would say to me, "Oh, Leslie, why are you, you know, I've never met somebody that has developed themselves so much internally when they're a woman, like, you know, like you or whatever." Right. And I was like, because I've never looked at the physicality as something to ever rely on, because that's temporary. So I've always tried to develop myself internally. Right.
Right.
But you know, we all come from different backgrounds. We all come from parents who made us feel certain ways. And I'm not going to get into my story with my own family, but it wasn't a good situation for me. Okay. And so I do have insecurities. Okay. I do. Physical insecurities. I do. So it really did hurt me. I'm not going to lie. It did hurt me to see myself projected in the way that these people were projecting me, you know, and making fun of my appearance, making fun of my lips. I mean, I can't change my lips. My lips are my lips. Okay. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. I don't have implants in my lips. I don't get injections in my lips. This is my lips. Okay. So if they want to make fun of me and call me fish lips, and they want to sit there and make me out to look like a clown. Okay. First of all, I do enjoy doing makeup because I'm an artist and I grew up dancing and I grew up in theater. And when you grow up dancing and you grow up doing stage performances, yeah, you might be a little more heavy on the makeup. Okay. That was how I grew up, period. And I enjoy doing makeup. But, you know, like I said, it did hurt me. I'm not going to lie. It did hurt me to see myself projected like that. But then I had to remind myself, Lisa, like I told you last night, who is the ones that are saying this?
The people that are insecure with the way they look.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But there's always going to be somebody more prettier than you out there. You're never going to be the end all be all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
But you know, so that was hard for me, and I am sensitive. Okay. But I have regrouped myself.
Leslie, you should see some of the pictures that they put out, like, of me. You know, I mean, like, it's ridiculous. You know, I mean,
you know what's so ridiculous? Well, what's so ridiculous, and I feel mean even saying this, but it's like the ones that go so hardcore. I look them up, and oh my God, I could have a field day making a character out of them. You know, and I feel horrible saying that, because that is a bullying mentality, and I don't want to be a bully.
Right, exactly.
But But it's like, be careful, man. It's like, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna talk about somebody else's appearance. Why don't you look in the mirror at yourself?
Oh, I did before. Somebody called me a hoe chunk, and I'm thinking, hoe and chunk, me?
So ridiculous, hoe chunk.
Yeah, I was like, absolutely not. And then the person that's actually calling me that, I was like, is she out of her mind? Like, 'cause someone needs to finally get this woman a mirror. Because no, I ain't got chunks of anything flying out of me. But
ho chunk, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Robbie, am I kidding?
No.
Robbie, what do you think of all of this? I would love to know your thoughts. Kendra, what do you think of all this? What?
This is just insane, because it's all the people that are jealous saying all this.
And I hate to say that, because to call it, like, even Gavin says, like, when you say someone's jealous, it makes you sound like pompous. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't even know another word to say. You know? Now we know Kimmy was jealous of me. That there was just that it's just how it was. You know? When it came to Robbie, she was jealous of my friendship with Robbie. She was jealous of my relationship with my cousin.
Who's Kimmy, Lisa? Who's Kimmy? Because I don't know who Kimmy is.
She's the one who called me
on the channel. Yeah, she used to be on the channel years ago, and she's a total drug addict and just a total.
Yeah.
She
Just-
caused a lot of problems and blamed it on everybody else, and then we found out it was her.
It's
and we
an
found
ugly person.
Yeah.
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 It's
But like she tried to put me in a. She didn't really try to put me in a pickle with Robbie, but she tried to put a wedge between me and my cousin. And no matter what she did, I was like, "Look,
who's
that's
your
not
cousin?
happening."
Lisa, who's your cousin? Is it
Kendra.
Kendra?
Kendra.
Me.
Oh my gosh, Kendra! Kendra, I love your purple. You look hot.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so
Kendra is also known as Giggles.
Giggles. Okay, I love Kendra. I love your whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's hot. Very
Oh,
hot.
thank you. Well, I'm hot, so that's
You
why.
should, Leslie. You should see her OF page.
Shut up, Robbie.
You know, it's crazy. I had a client, right? And she's like the most conservative woman. And she was talking about her daughter, and she's like, "Oh, Leslie, you know, I'm not gonna say the name, you know, she's like,
Right.
daughter's making $60,000-$70,000 a month on OnlyFans." I'm like, "What? Are you freaking kidding me?" She went and then she was telling me these stories where people, like, I guess her fans would send her like bunny costumes and like superhero costumes and ask her to wear them. And all they wanted to do is just see her in the costume, and they would pay her ridiculous money just to put the costume on.
Yeah, I've heard that OnlyFans, like they'll pay you to do like crazy shit. Like,
Wait, can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask you guys a question that I've never been able to figure out? Okay. What's up with the foot fetish?
Dude, I have no idea, but I know girls that are literally making thousands of dollars, and all they do is show their feet in high heels, show their feet, barefoot.
Well, I definitely couldn't make money. I have dancer feet, so forget that. Oh my god,
it's insane.
That's
it's
crazy.
insane.
Hang on, playing devil's advocate, weren't the hodunk videos disparaging looks as well? What would make them?
No. I'll tell you what the hodunk. If you really look into the hodunk videos, they're very deep meaning. If you really look into it,
I've been looking. I've been looking at those, and it's
you've got to understand. They come, believe it or not, they come highly motivated from the Bible, believe it or not, in the hypocrisy that we see today in today's age about donations. For instance, I'll just bring up the donations for a second. Jesus very much says, help those who cannot help themselves, right? I take that as help the vulnerable, help the disabled, help children, help the elderly, help people that cannot help themselves. But, when you've got a million different people out there asking for donations, you got to make an educated decision as to where you're going to donate your money. And to me, I'm like, well, if I'm going to donate my money, the first thing I'm going to do is go to what the Bible tells me to do and to help those who cannot help themselves. Okay. And so what I found to be so odd, I guess, with, the whole situation that's going on is that everybody has choices. And there's a particular person, and I won't say names, who had a choice whether or not to file a lawsuit. He chose to file a lawsuit, and he chose to file a lawsuit against multiple people. Did he think that he was going to get free legal on this? No. He knew when he filed these lawsuits, when he made the choice to do so, he was going to have to pay for an attorney to handle his case. Okay. Right. And he is in a position far greater than, I would say, probably 80-90% of his followers financially. He's probably making a lot of money. I don't know what his financial status is, but I can tell you in my lookup of his properties, he owns over $1 million from what I've been able to find in properties. And he's asking for people to donate for his legal fees. Now there's a difference when you are a defendant and you never asked for it and you didn't see it coming. That's a whole different ballgame. But when you're the initiator, you're the one choosing to file a lawsuit. Why are you thinking that anybody should be paying your legal fees? You chose this. Do you understand? So there's a hodunk video specifically that says, help those, and it says who can help themselves. Again, hypocrisy. Okay. There's other videos.
As funny as the hodunks are,
Yeah.
there's a very deep meaning
There's a
beyond
very
that
deep
story.
meaning. Very deep meaning. And the thing is, it's really a wake-up call. The Hodunk video series is really a wake-up call to think for yourselves, to not allow somebody to spoon feed you, to look at the hypocrisy, because there is hypocritical. I mean, it's like, even like, okay, how many times does somebody believe that somebody's randomly finding treasures in garbage? I mean, how many times does this happen? I'm just being honest with you.
It does, Leslie. Devil's advocate here.
Okay.
It does happen.
Okay.
I've had it happen to me,
Yeah.
but not every time. And I used to live. Leslie, you lived in LA, right?
For a summer. Yeah. For a
Okay.
summer.
You know where Sunset Plaza is?
Yes.
Drive.
Yes. I lived in, where did I live? I lived in the Valley, Sherman Oaks.
Okay.
Apartments. Yeah.
I lived in Sherman Oaks Apartments before.
That's where I lived. Yeah. Cool.
But I lived at the top of Sunset Plaza Drive in a 7,000 square foot mansion.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
And one time,
I'm getting a drink. I'll be right back.
the neighbor had passed away, an old lady, and they literally put all her stuff out on the curb. And I'm driving home and I saw this and I'm like, what the hell? And the guys were cleaning out the house and I'm like, what are you guys doing with this? They said it's all trash, waiting for the trash to come.
Yeah.
So I was like going through this stuff. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. And, just finding old books, first edition. And I get home with the old books and first edition books and I'm going through them and all of them have money hidden inside of them.
Wow.
And then also old vintage lamps that were just unbelievable. And this was like 3-4 houses down from us, and she was her husband was a screenplay writer and everything. And they were a very wealthy couple. He had died like a year before and she died the following year. So they just threw away all her stuff. And I've bought storage units where you find incredible stuff.
Yeah.
So yes, you do find it. It is out there, but it is not every
day
storage unit you buy.
Well, I would say that's probably not the best example of kind of with the Hodunk series. Like, I would say one of the examples is that Bruce, for instance, right? He's Jewish.
Right.
And it was clearly apparent that they were making fun of his nose. And everybody knows in the back of their head that that's something that people make fun of Jewish people with. That's just something that
it goes with the
And so they were basically crucifying him. And so that's why the whole thing where he's carrying the cross like Jesus, it's like, we might be in a different age right now, a different century, right? But what you're essentially doing is you're crucifying a man, an innocent man, based on him being Jewish. I mean, or him
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and then there's also the whole hypocrisy of, okay, everybody wants to go to church on Sundays for 2 hours. They want to say they're saved, but then they want to sin the rest of the week. Did you understand? Right. These are the messages that go with hodunks. Hodunks is not like, it's not meant to make fun of rural people. Okay. Because there's plenty. I have a best friend and I love her to pieces. She's from Georgia. She's as southern can be. She's a beauty pageant girl. Beautiful. She's in her 60s. She talks like this, you know what I'm saying? Her husband watches Andy Griffith and, he hunts and he fishes and drinks beers and wants her to do all the dishes. And she actually was laughing with me because she actually helped design some of the hodunk stuff because she knew the Southern culture. Like she knew like some of the dancing, and she knew like frying an egg with a cigarette hanging out of the mouth, being pregnant. These are things she told me about with the Southern culture. Okay. But the whole point is it's meant to show the hypocrisy, and it's not ill-intended. It's meant to say, wake up. Because if you notice in a lot of the Hodunk videos, it goes, wake up, Hodunks, wake up.
Right.
Like, wake up and realize you cannot separate yourself from the past by you can't sit there and go into church and pray to God and say, you know, oh my God, I can't believe that they crucified Jesus like they did, but yet you're
And
crucified
then sin all week. Yeah.
and then sin all week long. Because you notice, like, in a lot, and I think 3 of the Hodunk videos, it says, you know, yeah, they go to church 2 hours a week and then they sin like the devil 6 other days a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
There's not one of us here without sin, not one of us on the planet.
We all sin, but it just it's meant to just basically give you some sort of insight, you know, that stop thinking that you're perfect. Stop thinking that, you know, what you're doing is okay, because a lot of what you're doing is not okay. And if you look back at what happened in the past, a lot of what you're doing is very similar. You're just in a different era right now.
Well, some of the you know, people that I've met are the biggest churchgoers for the 2 hours on the weekend and the biggest scumbags during the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And it's insane how that happens. And
Well,
it's just,
you know,
they think because they spend 2 hours in church, they're saved.
exactly. Well, that's the thing too. It's like, I think churches don't really do us justice, because if you really look at, like, I look at this because I've read the Bible multiple times. I'm fascinated by the Bible. I'm absolutely fascinated. And every time I read the Bible, depending on the time in my life, I get a different reading from it. You know, I grow even more and more in depth. And from my understanding, Jesus was brought to this earth to set an example of how we should be living. He was God's son, and it showed us what we should be doing. I mean, that was part of what my understanding.
That's it. That's the way I take it too, but
Right?
that's hard to live up to.
No, I know. The problem is churches minimize this and they just go, oh, except, like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I grew up Catholic, but then I've gone to Baptist
So did
church.
I.
I've gone to non-denominational churches. I've gone to Methodist churches. I've gone to just about every church under the sun, because I don't judge any church. As long as I'm getting something good out of it, I don't really care where I go, right? But I can't tell you how many churches I went to and they're like, come up to the altar, accept Jesus in your heart and you're saved and you're going to heaven and that's it, right? But it really didn't do any. I never felt like I can't explain it. Like, I felt like there's got to be, I believe you can achieve heaven on earth by living the principles of the Bible. I believe you can do that. But I also believe the heaven on earth isn't going to be how human beings necessarily see it. Because human beings think, you know, more money we have, more power we have. I mean, that's just human, right? Traits. But I've reached points in my life where I had absolutely nothing, but I felt so close to God and I had so much mercy on people that I felt I genuinely loved people. Do you understand what I'm saying? And to me, that was heaven on earth. That was heaven on earth.
I do, because every night that I go to bed, I thank God for my life, the greatest gift that he could ever give me. And every morning I thank God for my life, because no matter what happens to me, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world, because I'm going to look for the silver lining, look for where I have to learn a lesson from this, look for where I have to go forward from this and figure that out.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I've left. When I left the Catholic religion, I was confirmed by a cardinal. I was very, very Catholic.
Me too. I wanted to be a nun, Rob. Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, but our priest used to come to our house every Sunday for lunch and dinner. And I grew up Hungarian like that, very close to our priest. And one day I was talking to him and I said, okay, answer me this. And I was probably 17, right at 18. And I said, we're supposed to all be good people, correct? And we're all created equal, right? And he's like, yes. but we're talking in Hungarian. And he said, yes. And I said, okay, so how come when I have sins to confess, I have to go to you in a little closet and confess my sins, and I can't go directly to God and pray for forgiveness?
Yeah.
And he said, you have a point. You have a very good, valid point.
That sounds like a very amazing priest that would
No,
you know what I mean?
He was incredible. He was an incredible priest. And he said, you're 100% right on that. And I said, okay, that's the only question. And that's when I left the Catholic religion. And my church is right here outside. No, I don't care where I'm at. If I'm sleeping on a park bench, which I've done in LA, or if I'm living on my property and doing that, that's just me.
Yeah.
And that's the way my wife is. And it's my kids. We've taught them that, and everything. It's, have faith, but remember, we who walk this planet are all created equal.
Exactly. And I think that's so important, because so many people get tied up into thinking that they're a part of this elitist group, or they're a part of maybe a church that they think they're better than the rest of the world. And that, provokes a lot of what you see on social media with the fighting and everything else. You know what I mean? Nobody is any better than another person, and no one has really truly figured it out any better than anybody else has.
They really haven't. And it amazes me. Like the Vatican amazes me how much money they make and what do they do with it, and all the artifacts that they've got hidden away, and stuff that will crush the church.
Yeah.
And that truly does amaze me. And people just close a blind eye to it. And, everybody's like, oh, we've got the 10 Commandments and that's it. No, that's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it. Be the best person you can be. Lift people up. Don't put people down. And if people keep doing that, you walk away.
No, you do. It's hard. You're going to be, like I was in my career, I hit a roadblock where I could have continued on and I could have been a millionaire today.
Right.
Or I could have.
If you would have played the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just couldn't do it. But then, then what ends up happening is then you go through, when you feel like you made a choice and it was the right choice, and you see how hard your life is. Cause we went through foreclosures and everything, cause I gave up my license. Right.
Right.
Then you have a whole nother game. I won't even call it a game, but a whole nother obstacle you have to play is how strong is your faith going to be? Because then it's like, okay, now your life is in hell and you're going, God, I made the right choice. Why is my life falling apart at the speed that it's falling apart? Why am I encountering all of this? And that's when your next test happens. How much are you going to, how patient can you be? How much faith can you have? You know what I mean? It's never going to be an easy walk. It's just not. And it's like so many people that they want to pray and they want instant gratification. They want instant. Happen. No, it doesn't happen. You got to be patient and you've got to show that you're committed. And, and I remember, I remember just praying and I said to God, I was like, look, because you guys know my story. I told you I almost died, but I just said, I've seen death. I've looked death in the eyes. Right. But I'm not going to turn my back on you, Lord. Right. I'm not going to do it, and I know it's going to be a hard path. And that's when I guess I saw Jesus's life is totally different. Like I saw Jesus as, well, he never had it easy on earth. Why do I think I deserve better than Jesus?
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, I am not one. I I will complain when something goes wrong, and people see it in my videos. I will be pissed off, and then I'll sit there and I'll go, why am I really being pissed about? Why am I better than anyone else? No, this stuff is going to happen to me. This only, it's we all face things in life. It's how we deal with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
guys, you met the gold.
Yay.
Put your hashtag warriors in there. Get your hashtags in. It sounds getting religious more and more. It's not a religious channel.
It's not religious. It's a spiritual. It's you guys call it what you want. Believe in what you want. I don't care if you worship dinosaurs. Worship something.
Right.
yeah, no, this is it's not about like there's nobody's better than another. Even you can have Christian, Muslim, Jewish. Nobody's better than another person, period. That's in my belief. You know what I'm saying?
And I preach that all the time.
Yeah.
I don't care what you believe in something. Because I'll tell you one thing, there's no atheist at sea. And that's a very true saying. I've been out on a kayak 4 miles offshore when a storm hits us and with people who don't believe in God, and yet they're praying to God.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I you know, like I said,
We all need something to believe in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a song that says that. I wonder who's singing it.
Underneath the old broken Jesus sign, underneath the old broken neon sign that used to read Jesus Saves. Oh.
What?
Just give me something to believe in.
Who
Last
sings
night
that song?
What?
Who sings that song?
Oh, I don't know. Jeez. I used to hear it every single night.
Did you say cheese?
I said cheese.
Cheese like you eat cheese?
Yeah.
Oh, a cheese? Like a cheesy band?
Like cheese.
Probably
No.
very glam and cheese. Like
Yeah.
ham and cheese. Glam and cheese.
Glam and cheese?
Glam
Just my
and
best.
cheese.
Okay, my best friend.
Just give me something to believe in.
I want you to write music. I swear, you would love. You guys write music, right? Robbie, you write music?
I used to. I haven't in a long time.
Yeah, I play around.
I can write lyrics more than I can write music.
I write
a lot.
Yeah, I love writing music.
I can keep a beat.
I used to love it.
It's so therapeutic.
It really is.
Yeah. You feel like you're like heard. Like it's like you don't even have to like talk. It's like if you just write a song and someone listens to the song, you feel validated. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, I can write letters like that too. I've written letters and I'm like, yeah, and then bam, then I sign it and I'm like, I don't even need to send this. I'm fine.
Lisa, I love your show. Lisa, I love your show. This is yeah, I really do. Like wow. And it's funny because like I never knew about really. I know this sounds stupid on my part, but like I didn't really know about YouTube channels a lot, really. Like other than my kids, you know what I mean? Like I would put on YouTube channels for my kids, but you know, over the last month, I guess, just kind of bopping around. Like you got a great channel. You really do.
Thank you.
It's a fun channel.
Yeah.
People seem to like it.
It's a bit of drama, but you know, not because we want it. It's just there.
Yeah, but you're good. You're really like you're real, you know, and you're logical.
Thank you. I try to be. I mean, I don't like the phoniness of anything. You know, I worked in an industry like that. You know what I mean? So like I'm over that. You know? And so I just try to. I'm just me. I'm earthbound. I'm a Taurus. I'm earthbound.
Yeah, me too. We're both Tauruses.
Yeah, I sit, I chill, I hang out, and I observe, and then I look at people because I mean maybe it's part of my New Yorkerness. I don't know because I am really a New Yorker, unlike some people. But you know, I bluntly say it like it is or how I feel. I'm just very blunt.
No, you got a great channel. I really want your channel to grow. I really do. Like you
Thank
really
you.
need to get out there and like we need to grow your channel. So
Well, I'm not, into like riding coattails of other channels and hashtagging,
no, but
and
you just have like you've got just a good perspective on I think just scenarios or situations. You know what I mean? You don't go into things blindly. You're very logical. I don't know.
yeah.
I if I can help you in any sort of way, I'll think about things. Like I would love to grow your channel because I think you got a great channel. I really do.
Well, thank you. Drop what, White Indo?
White Indo, you have to really get over it.
What is you talking about?
Drop religion.
Look, this is
I'm
not
entitled to my opinion.
This is not a religious channel, but just like a lot of people in the chat that are talking to, they're just saying how they feel, If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. I understand that.
You don't have to agree with it. I'm not telling you you have to agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm entitled to my beliefs.
Yep. We all are.
Listen, it's just about being tolerant to whoever. Like if someone wants to talk about their spirituality or they don't want to talk about it, as long as they're not projecting or like trying to recruit somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to recruit, like, oh, you got to think like I do, or you're gonna go to hell. You know what I mean? That's totally different. But like, however, people need to survive.
Doggy.
You know what I mean? Like it's not necessarily religious. It's just really like how are we surviving this world? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
and listen, and there's no judgment for even you who just said that. There's no judgment on you either. There really isn't.
I don't judge
you know what I'm saying? There's no judgment. Like that's how you feel. And listen, we have to respect that because you're an individual and that's how you feel. And I'm not here to judge you. You know what I'm saying? We just have to have tolerance for one another. And hey, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I'm not judging you. Okay. I'm just being straight up,
Yep. I'm with you, but I will listen. Good night, Becky. Yeah, no, I mean, I do try to keep it real. If when something comes up, like I'll vet the information. I'm not going to sit here and just put something out there that I know is not true. Like for instance, I was asked to maybe a topic could be this. I'm not going to even mention that. There was a subject, a topic, and I didn't want to discuss it because I can't vet the information. I can't vet the outcome. There's no way for me to know what the truth is in that. I mean, yeah, we could ask people and see what their opinions are, but I didn't want to talk about it unless there was a way to talk about it with having no truth to it, like without knowing. And that's just how I am. If I could talk about something and let it be like opinion based and not have to know the answer, then that's fine. But I want to stand on truth, and I don't want to throw things out there that's not true. I mean, if there's some speculations, I'll say it's a speculation, but again, what might make sense to me, common sense, because I believe I do have common sense. I'm sorry, but I do. And what common sense is to me, and that's kind of what I throw out there, But I will vet information, unlike other people that don't do it specifically because they know they're lying.
Yeah.
Lisa likes to have receipts to back up what she says. Yes, I do. And I show them, but I guess people expect me to be showing receipts on a constant, for an entire 3-hour show every time I'm live. That's not going to happen. Go back and look. I'm not going to keep showing the same damn things over and over and over again. As much as they repeat their shit, I'm not going to keep doing that. Sorry. I I show things once, you got to go back and find it, you know. And Kendra loves to research. Kendra loves to dig into stuff. So
Kendra's the queen of researching.
you know, and she tells stories like, you know, no other.
Well, I translate
Yeah.
to my language.
Yeah.
Like the
So
first time I was ever introduced to the whole situation and story with the hoarding house.
Hoarding house.
I was like, so
Oh,
wait a minute,
God.
what you're telling me is, and I just translated it my way to understand it. At least there
Yeah.
was a
Kendra's
whole one.
I had a sarcastic way of putting reality into things.
Hoarding. Oh my God, hoarding.
Oh, that was a totally different story, Leslie, and it was a nightmare, and it was
Oh, I was talking about that earlier. Yeah.
it was crazy. It was crazy. One night we'll tell you about it, and you'll be like, "What the f?"
Yeah.
But
that's kind of where all of us who actually know of Germ, the whole situation flipped.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys a question because I've never met him.
Huh?
When you guys, because you guys obviously knew him, like how is his personality? Like when you were like,
I've never met him in person.
okay,
When he is a totally different person on camera, when he's off camera and everything, he'll cut up, goof around, but then he's very cunning about anything he says. He stops and thinks about everything that he says because he wants to make sure there's no cameras going, nothing filming at the time. I filmed with him quite a few times. And he's very, he's not the same person on camera as off camera.
Okay. So it's a facade when he's on camera.
Oh, it's 100%. Like with me, I'm the same person off camera as I am on camera. I get excited and I get overexcited. Yes, that's me. I love animals. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
And with him, it turns on, and for the camera.
Okay.
And
Well, like,
it's just
the same with Guapo. I've not met Guapo in person.
Guapo is the same way off camera as he is on camera.
Yeah.
And you can tell because Guapo will say stupid stuff on camera, and he'll be like, "Huh?" And you're like, "Guapo, really?" And he's like, "Oh," But he's funny. He's great, and he doesn't have to pretend to be a person. He doesn't have to pretend. He's that person. One of the
main reasons that Jeremy has issues with both of you.
Because we're not fake. We are who we are.
Yeah, and he has to fake it.
Yeah.
Do you guys know much about his background, like his upbringing or how what type of family? I just wonder. You know what I mean?
I know a little bit, and I won't get into it on here because I won't throw it on there.
Yeah.
Guapo knows a little bit more than I do, but it's
I have the
not a great scenario.
Yeah.
And it's his doing.
Yeah.
And it's just I've met people that want to be famous so bad that they'll do anything for it, and that's one of those people.
You know what?
Yeah.
You saying that right there. Oh God, just you saying that. I'm like sitting here thinking of like that band that's never going to get that deal, that's trying so hard, but they're not going to get that deal. You know what I mean? And it just like, I just saw like the singer of the band.
Yeah.
The cocky singer of the band running around talking like a whole bunch of smack, ego set, and he's never going to get that deal.
He totally suffers from LSD, lead singer disease. And he's one that'll never get it because he's so just surrounded by it and just engulfed in it.
Here's the thing. You can't talk about being a singer. You have to be able to sing.
Right.
It's like you can't be guapo. You have to be guapo.
Right.
You can't be Robbie. You got to be Robbie. You
Right.
can't really take it that much, not with what
it's
he's
like
trying to do.
it's like Lisa when we we were doing the video shoot down in San Pedro, and they set up the road crew set up the stage, and I was running all over it across the risers and everything, and hitting the poles and swinging down the poles. And Brett was like, "Holy shit, dude! You don't even watch where you're going." And I'm like, "No, why?" If you hit the ground, you hit the ground. Tuck and roll, baby. And he's like, "You're out of your mind." And I just did stuff because I liked doing it. I had fun,
Yeah.
And then when we got signed to Hollywood Records is when they told us, "Okay, we're going to change this and this song, this and this song." And I was like, and they were like, "Robbie, you got to go to rehab." And my band told me that. And I was like, "I quit. I'm out." And they were like, "What? You can't." I'm like, "Yeah, I can. Watch. I quit."
Yeah.
And it wasn't my time to quit, get clean. I was doing it to have fun. I was having fun. I didn't have a problem. I did everything because I enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And, I lived with the biggest guitarist in the world at that time.
That's
And,
so cool.
we did shit just because we enjoyed doing it. And we're both still alive. We're both clean. And we woke up and realized, okay, it's time to quit.
You're both very fortunate.
Yeah, we are. We're very fortunate, and
Not
who
many
knows?
get that.
Yeah, you don't. But there again, I'll say it. I had plenty of friends that died with a needle in their arm and a load in their pants.
Yeah.
And one day, Ron's personal from Little Caesar is when he died. I literally prayed, "Don't let this happen to me." And the following week, I was in Vegas and going through just withdrawals by myself and moved home. Moved back to my parents' house for 6 months and then bought a house in Miami and stayed clean ever since.
How old were you?
What's that?
How old were you?
Oh, God, that was in 93.
Oh, wow.
So the end of 92, the beginning of 93. And I've been clean ever since. And I'm 60 years old now.
Wow.
But you have someone like Jerem telling people that you're still a user.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's horrible. Because,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, that it takes a lot, to go through recovery and to stay clean. I mean, that's a big accomplishment, especially if you've ever, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the biggest accomplishments in my life are my marriage, my 3 kids, and me quitting drugs.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a huge accomplishment.
And
Dude, Cells, why are you confused about the music video?
it's
Well, guys, I have to just so you guys know, I have to go because I have to get up early. Trust me, I want to sit here and talk, but I have
good
to get
night.
up
Nice talking to you.
All right, nice talking to you guys. Thank you. I
Good
love you,
night.
Lisa. All right, bye,
Yeah.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night, Leslie. I'm not eating anything. Nice try, Tammy. Nuh-uh, not getting me. I didn't eat anything. Everybody getting their hashtags. We're at 100 entries. Get your hashtags in. Guapo mess up? No.
No.
Guapo didn't mess up.
No, Guapo didn't mess up.
That's actually not Guapo. You know that, right? Hey, Nikki.
You mean Guapo's not Guapo?
Guapo's Guapo.
Guapo's Guapo.
Guapo, Guapo, Guapo.
Guapo, Guapo, Guapo.
Cells message to the other side. I have to do so. Message to the other side. I don't know. Oh, I get it. Sorry.
What?
Went over my head there. She's eating Gabe's Pop Rock she hid from him. No, I didn't. No, I'm not. I'm not eating anything.
Kendra's eating.
I'm not eating anything.
Yeah, but it's not really guapo.
What do you mean it's not really guapo?
If you watch the video, the music video, it's a
Oh,
guy that
that's-
looks like guapo. It's not really guapo.
It's guapo. He was in the gym for a week.
Well, just saying, it's not really guapo.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, read what you sow. Guapo 2.0.
Guapo 2.0. That's great.
Oh, Leslie was eating. Usually it's Kendra eating the chips.
It usually is Kendra eating chips with the
Doritos
gross
and
stuff,
cottage
cottage cheese.
Blech.
Oh God.
Blech.
She's like, I went back on that.
I eat my chips healthy.
Oh my God. Chips and
I don't
healthy
know.
don't
Is cottage
mix.
cheese healthy? I mean, I guess it is.
Yes.
But
Yeah. it
Vanessa
Cottage-
likes Doritos with cottage cheese. Oh my
But the
God. No way.
Doritos is not healthy.
Is she saying yummy to Doritos with cottage cheese? Is
Oh my
Vanessa
God,
actually-
Vanessa.
I'm telling you, they're like two Lees. Vanessa and Kendra are like, almost one and the same.
I'm just saying you have to try it.
She
because
says
when
maybe.
when I
Listen,
first
Bonnie.
heard it, I was appalled. And
I
then
tried it, Kendra.
it was
It's
in
Gabe
front of
tried it. It wasn't happening.
you guys did not do it right.
Oh God. How do you
But
not
you
do it
do have
right?
to have the proper cottage cheese. You can't just get any cottage cheese. That makes
Okay.
all the difference.
What kind of cottage cheese, Kendra?
Well, what kind of cottage cheese do you like normally?
What's the one? It's in a red container and it's natural. It's all good stuff. It's got a red and white container.
Oh, is it like a pinkish color, the Nudson?
Yes. Yes.
That one. Okay.
Sandra, I ain't saying nothing as she hides the Reese's wrapper.
Oh,
4%
cottage cheese and pineapple is delicious.
Yeah,
Ugh.
pineapple is another good one with the cottage cheese.
Yes. But the
I
Doritos, I was like, this is gross.
Yeah. I'm not real into like dairy that way. Like I can eat like grilled cheese, cheddar cheese. I'm not big on cheese, but I like sour cream. I'm not a big milk drinker. But when you start like taking something that looks like sour cream and you start putting chunks in it, I want to, no. So cottage cheese just never even.
I like cottage cheese. But the
I don't even
Doritos,
like
it
cottage
just
cheese.
throws it off and it's like, oh, this is gross.
Because
You're
your email
missing
Terry
out.
with your healthy.
Oh, Dimples, that is delicious.
Oh
What?
no, Doritos and my cottage cheese. Oh my
Real
gosh.
brother. If you take slices of tomatoes and put cottage cheese on it and salt and pepper, black pepper, oh my God, that is so good.
You know what's weird? I used to I remember when I was much younger, my father's grandmother was alive. I was really little, and she used to eat yogurt, and she gave me yogurt one time and I got sick. And ever since then, I can eat like that frozen yogurt, like the ice cream yogurt. Do you remember Yogurteria?
Yeah.
They had the like ice cream, like the soft yogurt. Those I can eat, but I can't eat regular yogurt. Anytime I do, it messes with my stomach.
Now, see,
And
I
that's
can't
the
put,
only thing.
I
The only
can't,
thing.
I can't put anything on my avocados. I love avocado, and I'll eat
Oh, I love
avocado.
avocado too.
I'll eat avocado by itself and or on
See, I
toast.
never did. I wasn't big like with avocados and all that until I went out to California And it was like, oh my god, I put guacamole on everything, right? So I was like, oh my god, I love guacamole. So then, but you know what's weird? I've never had avocados. Like I've had a slice of avocado by itself. I'm like, not really
Oh
into that.
God.
But when Tori was here, Jeff made her just like avocado, like tuna fish, like avocados and mayonnaise. And I
Yeah.
was like, you just had that like just by yourself, like just a mix like that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, just mayonnaise and avocado? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I gotta try that. Because I really do like avocado, just for some reason not by itself.
Vanessa, that's what I do. I'll cut the avocado in half, pull the pit out, and then take a spoon and just eat it out of the half.
Really?
Out of the half. Yeah, out of the half
We
shell.
do that
I
all
love
the
it.
time here.
I love avocado.
We slice up avocado and put it on everything.
I don't even slice it up. I just eat it out of the skin. Take a spoon and just dig it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I need something with it.
It's good on the top of chili.
Yeah.
I've never. I see. I don't like mixing avocado with anything.
They have to be ripe, just right. Cottage cheese and lasagna? Oh,
Yeah, my wife makes me pick the avocados out because
lasagna, really? Yeah.
it's
No.
That's really common.
it's got to
people
have
eat
a soft
lasagna.
Yeah.
softness to it, but not too soft. You know what else is delicious? What I love eating? I get sour sops, but you got to put them in the fridge and let them get soft before you can eat them, and then they're really good. They're so good.
Instead of ricotta? Yeah, no, I have to have ricotta. I gotta have my ricotta cheese. Yep.
Bobby, it's actually good. It's good with salt and pepper on there.
Totally by itself for sure, really. You people making me hungry. Yeah, I think if I used cottage cheese in my lasagna, Gabe would have a freaking heart attack.
Avocado
Dude, I
on
was-
toast is like one of my favorite lunches to have.
Dude, the
Well,
one
that's
thing
like
I
a
did
very
do,
big thing in California.
I already
Avocado.
killed my jars of Vegemite, but I was putting Vegemite on toast and then putting avocado on top of it. Oh my God, that was so good.
Egg whites before a gym is all you need. My husband does sugar. Avocado on chili tomorrow. I do like avocados, but I'm really bad. Like they'll be sitting around like for too long. I end up having to throw them out all the time.
Of what?
Huh?
Throw what out?
Avocados.
Are you
Any
kidding?
type of, yeah, they sit around too long.
Dude,
When I go and I buy any kind of like fruit or veggie or anything like that, they're always sitting too long.
oh
we
my
test the
God.
avocados
I
every
have
day.
to I have to buy them the day I'm gonna. That's one thing I have to buy the day I'm gonna use it, because when I do buy them, I buy like more than one, and then the other one will just sit there, and it goes bad. Happens to me all the freaking time. We just don't eat them enough. You know what I mean?
That happens with our oranges because we get them in like a big bag of them at once, and then half the
Yeah.
bag goes and the other half rots.
Well, at the market, I get a box of avocados, so I literally eat avocados almost every day.
I need avocados. I love taco salad. My favorite taco salad. Remember that place right across from In-N-Out Burger called Acapulco?
Yeah, I remember Acapulco's.
I loved Acapulco, and I used to get a taco salad all the time. And that's the first time I ever had guacamole.
Vanessa, you got to add mustard to that, though.
I had a chicken quesadilla today with guac and sour cream. I was loving it. It was goody. And great, now I'm hungry.
I got a
All right.
sour sop that's ready to eat, so I'll eat that tomorrow.
I don't even know what. I figured out the only breakfast place like I like to go to, the only place I like to go as far as fast food for breakfast would be McDonald's because I love for some reason their bacon, egg, and cheese on a bagel. And that freaking sauce that they put on there. It's like a hollandaise sauce, but it's not.
I
And
won't go
figured
to McDonald's.
What?
I just won't go to McDonald's.
Well, I figured out how to make it, so I don't need to go to McDonald's no more because
Yeah,
that's the only
it's
thing I actually
mayo
like
and
about
mustard. Mayo and mustard and
it. Dill weed
yeah,
and some soy sauce.
soy sauce. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, this is it. Don't need McDonald's no more.
Try it, lover. You don't have to have veggies with your steak. I tell people that all the time. No veggies with your steak. Your steak eats veggies.
You're funny.
So you're getting plenty of veggies.
Hey, Megan. Bacon, cheese,
Steak,
biscuits,
egg
no egg. Yuck.
on a bagel.
Did
Steak,
you
egg,
all
and-
get your hashtags in?
Yeah, man, we got 105. Gonna draw any minute now. Anybody talks about food, someone's gonna come to Massachusetts and cook me some food. Who dat?
Yeah, Todd, I won't eat McDonald's. Ugh.
I'll tell you the one thing I miss most about New York is just a buttered roll. A freaking buttered roll. We used to go to school every morning in high school. We'd go over to 7-Eleven. People would get their breakfast. Buttered roll, small big gulp or coffee, whatever we got, but the buttered roll. Yep. And they don't have rolls down here like they did in New York, so it doesn't taste the same. It's not the same thing. Something so simple. Or, of course, a bagel from New York. That'd be fabulous. But a buttered roll.
You know what I'm craving really bad right now?
But
Oh, just because all this talk about steak, I'm craving venison backstrap. Oh my God, that is the best.
all right. We got 109. Oh, people are getting them in there now. Being a farming family, always picked a pineapple, mango, or whatever was in fruit at the time for a snack. You're making jar lunch yet.
I've never craved a Bud Light in my life.
Vanilla malt.
Except for you, sweetheart.
Oh, ice cream. I got some chocolate chip, man. I got some ice
Now
cream.
I've got some in the freezer. I'm gonna have to pull some out.
Lisa Rabbit, email turntable.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh.
It's hard to find things that I can eat. That's gluten-free, Stacey. Beef tips and gravy. Oh my gosh, my mom used to make these beef tips and over rice. She used to make it all the time for my dad. That's one of the meals she always did. We didn't have this kind of.
That's how I do the back straps. Butter and garlic and salt and pepper. I'll make them on the grill.
Dylan, Turnpike Troubadours, Bread Clay Strays, and Wayland Pine. Oh, that's cool.
Beef tips on rice.
Roast lamb. I have not had lamb chops, and I don't even know how long.
Dude, roast lamb is incredible. I love lamb. I grew up eating lamb a lot.
Oh, we use that too, Flut. Gabe puts it on our burgers.
I don't use that. I use a habanero, paprika, and black pepper, salt, and on my steaks.
Oh, really, Stacey? I only had it a few times, but not in a long time. I know. I'm trying to think of what I can go inside and make. Gabe's sleeping, so he went to sleep early today. What do we got? All right, so we're at 110. Here we go. Are we ready? I was
Ready.
told to ask you if you or Gabe were allergic to anything. No. Food wise, no.
Only thing I'm allergic to is penicillin and
I'd say
Wellbutrin.
something simple like that, but I wasn't gonna tell people. Next thing you know, like germ will be shooting a dart at me or something.
Wellbutrin and penicillin.
people have my address. They won't for long if I move. Don't you know? 110 entries. Are we ready? Here we go. Hashtag Warriors. 1, 2, 3, go. Whoa. But oh my
Is it
god.
rolling?
So fast. Yeah, it's rolling. Terry, Flood, Ginny, Funny Sunny, Harper Martin, Starbucks, Silverheart, Stacy. Nice. Stacy gets it.
Nice.
Congrats,
Whoa,
Stacy.
Stacy.
Stacy. By the way, guys, Stacy hit her 500 subs and she's just working on her hours now. So if everybody's gonna go over and check out Stacy's page, definitely do so. Give her a shout, hang out with her for a while, give her some hours. That'd be really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let me just mark Stacy down.
Stacy's awesome.
Stacy's
All the mods are awesome, man.
Yes, that's definitely check
All
our
our subs are awesome.
Thanks, Harry. All right, very cool. Congratulations. So yeah, she finally got. I think her. See here, when you get 500, you get to get super chats and super thanks and stuff. But it doesn't look like you can. She can. I think she needs her hours too. Ted, do you remember
Terry, sweetheart.
she couldn't monetize because she was from Canada?
Yeah.
They obviously changed that. But I think they have different requirements.
All the platforms are different in Canada, I've heard. Like TikTok is different there too, Europe.
What's the difference with using the pink Himalayan salt? I heard it's better for you.
It is better for you because it's not processed.
So your body absorbs it more properly.
What's that?
Your body absorbs it more proper for what you actually need for the salt.
Right. And it's not processed. So
Ah. 12:30. I have to sleep. Good night, everyone. Good night, little bit.
yeah, Crimson, it's
on the losing couch.
good for you.
That's funny. The loser couch. Yeah, it wouldn't let me upload that other one. Congratulations on Stacey winning her. Well, guys, it's about that time. I'm a little tired today. It's 1:27.
What?
Well, are you going live tomorrow?
Yeah.
5:30, right?
Yep.
Cool. I will not, unless there's news tomorrow, I will not be live tomorrow night. I'll be back on Thursday night. And we shall have some fun there on Thursday at 10. I'm pretty sure there'll be news by then. I know I'll have news. I'm going to be filing something. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop,
So
whoop.
there'll be news. But anyhow, guys.
What do you mean, Flutter? What you talking about?
Hopefully, Kendra will be back on Thursday with us.
We'll see.
All right.
We'll
I
see.
will say good night. God bless and prayers to everybody. I love y'all. And you all have a wonderful night. And ta-ta for now.
Oh,
Good
good
night.
night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.